Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it. My name's Jay Milne. #Blue. Our sports update deliverer. The Koob.
I'm Zach Kubusch, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid? You might be on to something. All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
Aren't we lucky? Aren't we lucky?
Yes, for so many reasons.
A, we're here.
Yeah.
B, we're talking. We're talking sports. C, it's beautiful out today. It is gorgeous.
Not a cloud in the sky.
I see 15 out the window that you see.
Couple clouds in the sky.
Come on, Koob. Don't lie to the people.
From this angle, it's hard to see the clouds. There's a lot of blue out there.
Aren't we lucky? There's an Elks team that's sitting 7-3. They've got a home game tonight at Commonwealth Stadium. The weather's gorgeous. The team's doing good. Vibes are high in the city of Edmonton. I mean, come on. This is what you want. On August 21st, you want a good football team, actually on the cusp of being a very good, almost great football team, taking on a team that has notoriously kicked the bleep out of you, and you get a chance for the first time since 2018 to take the season series against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Aren't we lucky?
Yes.
Yes,
we're very lucky to be here and on this show because there's so much coming up, not only tonight,
you said
but
it
in the
best.
next 3 hours.
Exactly. We've got 3 hours of power coming your way. This is the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Guest co-host Zach Kubusch, Brendan Eric, Kubrick from yesterday's performance. I think Kubrick might stick.
I like Kubrick.
Because we can't go cube, because that's too close to the Koob.
Kubrick.
Kubrick, it's like cube with Brerick. Kubrick, working the ones and twos. And here's what's going to happen. A reminder, we are coming to you live from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Good day, bad day, either way. Happy hour is on at the Canadian Brewhouse Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. with deals starting at $3.99. The Canadian Brewhouse. Yours day just got happier. This is a packed show, so let's get right into the Bear headlines for 100.3 The Bear. Edmonton's best rock, stream them on iHeartRadio today. We're going to get fired up for Gemco. It's an Elks game day, okay? We're going to go through all the numbers because when I went through the numbers, I saw some things that were very, very glaring and only one thing that made me pause. We're going to get to that for Fired Up. We've got everybody's favorite Double E alumni Jed Roberts coming up at 3:40. Obviously, Jay's play of the day. The Oil understood who has the most to gain and the most to lose in the Pacific. 4 o'clock, Rob Brown of the Rob Brown Show out of Greensville, Carolina. Going to be talking some Carolina Panthers as we continue our NFL kickoff. Going to check in on Chuba Hubbard, local Edmonton native, see how things are going for him at training camp. Buying or selling, Koob's going to continue to air his grievances. And then this is about as much as Canadian royalty as you can have on our show. 5 o'clock to help set up the Elks Bombers game. The one, the only, the creator of Walby's Warriors, Chris Walby, will be joining us via video from his lake in Winnipeg. His lake. He owns a lake. Yep, Walby Lake. Search it up. Chris Walby. It's a joke. Chris Walby will be joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. We're going to check in on the Esties. And at 5:30, Halen English, Athlete of the Week for Pass to Pantry, will be joining us by video as well. So, like I said, 3 hours of power. We've got to get you going. Thank you for tuning in. You are watching us on YouTube. Go ahead and hammer that thumbs up if you haven't yet subscribed to Edmonton Sports Talk. A reminder, you can catch us on the iHeartRadio and TuneIn apps, as well as EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and anywhere you might get your podcasts. We appreciate you listening now and down the road. Hello to the future.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, boys, the vibe, your guys' vibes as high as mine. I'm feeling good. I met with some great partners of Edmonton Sports Talk this morning.
Lovely.
I met with Cam and Michael, our dear friends from GCL Diesel. Lovely people. Had a great conversation with them. I could sit and talk to those two.
Did you guys
for
have
hours.
the oil understood pause in the meeting?
We
Did
said
you
it
guys say
probably 6
oil?
times. We just went back and forth. We
Understood.
had giddy moments.
Yeah, and you guys were
great.
giggling and having a great time.
We giggled. Yes, we giggled
Good.
a lot.
That's awesome.
Then I went to go see another good friend of Edmonton Sports Talk, Dave from Ewell.
Yes.
Your partners in power. Partners of the 6 a.m.
Yep.
Hour on the Nielsen Show. Fantastic. And then we came here and just hung out with you, Koob.
Yeah, it's been a solid day. We listened to all of EST afternoons together. Had a great time during that. Some planning during the show. Seeing you in your element, getting ready, getting prepared to talk some CFL football, not only for this show, but the fine program that we have coming up after it as well. Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold Kickoff Show. You have a busy day today. You've had meetings, you have the show, and then right after this show, you have to get in the car and go drive to Commonwealth Stadium, the concrete building, and do another show with Matthew Wannick.
One of the nicest concrete buildings around, I must say.
Yeah.
Koob, I would have it no other way.
No,
Well,
is this
I
like a
guess-
dream day for you then?
Yeah, I mean, I will not see any of my family today.
Yes, dream work day.
Yeah, but other
Let's
than
put it
that,
that way.
I don't really think of it as work. It's just going to talk to people and then get to talk about sports, and they're going to have the Blue Jays game on. That game gets going, first pitch at 5:07. I mean, there's just so much going on. It's just excitement is in the air. And it's Friday.
Come on.
So, I mean, there's things
TGIF?
going on. I got my fantasy draft on Sunday.
Yes.
I got a big corn roast at my uncle's house tomorrow in Vegreville.
Nice.
I mean, things are popping off here, Koob. Things are looking up. Things are looking mighty up for the glue guy.
Yeah, no kidding. So I'm excited for the weekend as well. I got things cooking. I'm going to have a Fringe show on Sunday.
How are you now?
Saturday, a little get together with the friends, and then a birthday celebration for, mentioned it earlier, but happy birthday, Connor, my girlfriend's little brother. Turned 16 today. Going to have fun time over at the girlfriend's household there with the
Over
fam.
at the GFs, hey?
Yes, the good old GF. Some Olive Garden, I think we're going to go have as well, and perhaps watch the Elks game. So a fun, fantabulous weekend.
Perhaps
on
watch
tap.
the Elks game.
Yeah, and the VIP golf show on Sunday.
Yes, that's right. That's good. We've got what's going on the VIP golf show. Why don't we promo that right now? That's coming up
Sure.
Sunday morning at 8 a.m.
Yeah, 8 to 10 a.m. with one Murray McCourt, who is the general manager, and they're at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Matt Johnson, executive golf professional from the Royal Mayfair Golf and Country Club, which is hosting the CPKC Women's Open currently. We'll hop on to talk about that tournament and how having the pros at the golf course is going, the entire experience there. Taylor Tracy from the Alberta Golf Association. Cam Martins, who taught me really how to play golf last year. We had Breaking 100, which was a big smash hit on the YouTube channel.
All 3 episodes of it.
All 3 episodes until...
Cool.
Yeah,
You
just
should-
like my
you
golf
should
game.
Stop talking about it, because
Was really-
unless you're going to commit to it.
Well, he was a great teacher.
I know, but
And
if
I'm
you
sure
were
that
to
I-
commit to that, it really would have been a smash hit.
I would have been the Bryson DeChambeau, a lot less hated, of EST.
Well, don't say that.
Why?
How do you know?
Well, I would have tried to be. That was my goal. He's
Why?
from the Windermere.
Bryson DeChambeau's hated? I would say he's hated.
Matthew
Okay,
has
then that's
a huge
one person,
disdain.
and that's quite a
Sure.
persnickety person.
Yeah, that's true as well.
So does that actually mean Bryson DeChambeau's hated?
He's not very well liked.
I think he dropped off when he did the live thing. I think that was a kick to his likability.
Yeah.
He seems he's a bit of a brat.
Well, he just set the course record at Silvertip,
Yeah, as
which
he
is kind of
should.
cool. I mean, he's a professional golfer, very good at golf.
I saw a clip of
enjoy
him driving a par 5 on Banff Springs from the rooftop of the Banff Springs Hotel.
What?
He drove
Nice.
it right into the middle of the fairway. It was one of the most incredible shots I've ever seen. If you haven't watched Bryson DeChambeau's video of him going and golfing at Banff Springs, love him or hate him, the beauty of the shots alone is pretty cool. And to see him playing at a course that you may have played yourself, or at least the sights and sounds around it,
Yeah.
I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
Big Uke says Bryson is definitely someone you can consider hated.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, you're not going to hate the VIP golf
I don't
show.
know though. So you're telling me you wouldn't go up to Bryson DeChambeau and say hi to him? If you saw him on the street?
No, he'd be
Then
the
you
first
don't
guy
hate
who-
him.
I enjoy him. I do. Some people around me, when I
I
bring
know
up
it's easy to
the
say,
fact
"Oh,
that I
he's
enjoy,
nobody likes him."
like Benny likes him for his
Get
YouTube
out
videos.
of here!
I
If
do
he
too.
was walking past you on the street, you would
you'd kiss his feet.
no, you wouldn't. Kiss
Maybe
his
you
feet.
wouldn't
You
kiss
would
his feet.
go
That'd
out of
be
your
weird.
way to say, "Hey, wow, I appreciate your golf."
Yeah, you wouldn't say, "Oh, I hate you." Yeah,
Like
I don't
that's
think
always
most-
something. Like, oh, I hate LeBron. Okay,
It's like, no, you
if
don't.
If you saw LeBron,
Ear to ear.
you would want to take a picture with him or want to say hi to him
Yeah,
or shake his hand just to say you were in the area of LeBron James.
yeah. To have that
Right.
in the catalog. Though somebody who might also have a great shot. You're talking about Bryson DeChambeau, one of the best shots that you saw. We gave away, we being Murray McCourt and myself, on the VIP Golf Show, had engagement questions every week to qualify for a tailor-made driver. We gave that away to Derek, and he will be joining
Oh,
to
fun.
talk about his experience getting fitted with a new tailor-made driver. So he won that from the engagement question. We got trivia as well, which you can win prizing.
See,
and
this is a
the
fun
engagement
stat.
question too.
This is something I would hold close to. So, okay, I don't know what Bryson shot at Silvertip.
Okay.
But Big Uke says, I only shot 25 more strokes at Silvertip than him. Like, yes, that is something I would put that in my bio.
Yeah.
You know, I'm only 25 strokes worse than Bryson
DeChambeau. Yeah.
Like, that's pretty good.
9 under, 63.
9 under,
shot.
so 63. Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Previous record was 64. He beat it out by 1.
I've golfed that course. It's beautiful.
My
Lovely course.
buddies are golfing there tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder if you can still smell Bryson DeChambeau on the course.
Does he still wear those flat caps? No, he wears normal hats now, right?
I don't know.
Because that was a big thing he used to do.
I don't know. I'm not really up on,
You're not in the Deschamps, no?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I see what you did there. I like
He also
that.
went to Banff, though, and said it was the most, you mentioned Banff as well, the most beautiful, second most beautiful course he has ever played.
Well, and that's true. My good buddy Sickler just texted me and said that Bryson probably broke the course record from the tips.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's a joke because it was silver tip.
Could be.
Could be. But he probably did play from
He
the tips.
probably did.
He probably played from the extra tips. I mean, it's Bryson DeChambeau who drives the ball a long way. Koob, we've got something fun here. I'm just going to set it up and then I'll hand it over to you.
Sure thing.
Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solution for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536.
So we know that one Brendan Eric can be a man of many talents himself, can solve a Rubik's Cube in under a minute 30 seconds, but something crossed my screen, graced my page on Sportsnet that I caught. And Dylan Cease is also a man that has many talents.
What a great pitcher.
Yes.
But it's not a hidden talent. Everybody knows he's a great
Everybody
pitcher.
knows that,
Yes.
but not many people know that he is also an artiste.
What?
Yeah. So the Blue Jays and Dylan Cease are collaborating with the Art Gallery of Ontario to launch this new, I guess, limited edition merch collection. So Cease made a painting called Eve of Toronto, and it will be available near the end of the month, the gallery announced. So there's merchandise, I guess, with a hoodie kind of on the backdrop with the Dylan Cease.
Is there a
painting.
picture of his painting?
There is a picture somewhere of his painting. Yes. And
Is it good?
it's very abstract.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
So it looks kind of pastel like. He has various colors and
It almost
blends
looks,
and flowers.
What's that? Night of the Dead, or like that Spanish
Day of the Dead?
holiday, Day of the Dead.
Is that what that is?
Kind of looks
Yeah.
like that ish.
Very
Very unique. Wow,
it pops.
that's great.
Yeah,
It does pop.
it's different. So he does that, I guess, in his free time and got a collaboration out of it. So some interesting artwork, but not only does he play baseball at a very, very high level, but he also enjoys his time painting too. So that's what spawned this off-topic topic to get today. From yesterday, the Rubik's Cube, and today, Dylan Cease. I'm asking you, Nasties, do you have any hidden talents of your own? And in the bullpen, I kind of sat there and thought, like, okay, like, you know, you can have a hidden talent. I play guitar from time to time. I guess that's it. I don't bring it up very often.
I didn't know that.
Haven't picked up guitar.
That's very good.
In the last couple months, but I can play a ditty or two. And I'm also very weirdly good at telling the time when I don't have a watch around, and also prices of things.
Prices.
Yeah. So I think I would be pretty good on the prices right.
Okay, let's test this theory.
It's quite the weird claim that I have. So there's
when you
weird
say prices,
hidden talents and actual. I
how
guess,
could I? Okay, this is fantastic. This is exactly.
There's so many ways to go with this.
Like, okay, so are you like the Rain Man when it comes to grocery shopping? Like you'll be like, you're overpaying for that. I've seen it on sale.
Yeah.
So like when you say
like
prices, could I ask you what the price of a 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe is, and you'd know it?
Oh,
or
see,
like,
like grocery store.
Okay, groceries. So we're talking. If I asked you how much a bag of Old Dutch light salted ripple chips are,
light salted family size or what?
Like, oh, I love it. Okay.
Individual size, snack size.
Regular size, like not individual,
like
not
the medium,
family, like the regular bag of chips.
Yeah, where we would share around the office here.
Yes, lightly salted. What are they called? Ripple
chips.
All right.
And I guess I don't know. Most times I can guess it within 50 or 60 cents. I'm gonna say before taxes.
Now let's say like Walmart, right?
Oh, okay.
Or
yeah,
where would you like to go?
I was thinking like that would be like a Safeway. I was guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Walmart though, it would be about $4.99.
Ooh,
for one of those. I don't know if I'm shooting a little bit low there.
You're shooting a little high.
Really?
Here.
Okay.
Now, these might be individual.
Oh, for individual it'd be $2.75.
Yeah, $2.96.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, 20 cents off. I don't really count that, you know.
And this time thing. So
okay. Yeah, I'd be walking around, you know, it'd be a Sunday afternoon.
I relate to this.
Yeah?
You're a time
thing.
I just, for some reason, I can somehow be within 5 minutes most times.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
And it happens too often for me not to kind of brag about it right now.
Yeah, it's not coincidental.
And not every time, right? Not every time, but often. 100%.
So, like, I can't just say, hey, what's the time right now? We all know it's probably somewhere
like
around 3:15.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I didn't even look at my, it's 3:19. So we were off by 4 minutes. That's not good. If you're a time guy, you got to be within 2 minutes, no?
Well, then I'm not a time guy. I retract
my time guy.
In 2 minutes?
Okay.
No.
If you said roughly, if you were within a half hour, I'd be like, oh, wow. Especially if, let's say you're on a hike.
Yes.
And you leave at 11 a.m. and you get to the top and no cell service, something like that. And then you're on your way down and everybody's like, I wonder what time it is. And you're like, yeah, I'm thinking it's about 3:45. And you get down to the cell service and you were 10 minutes off. Wow. That's pretty good. You're a time guy.
Sure. I would put myself in the room of a time guy in that sense with a hike. Like I've gone on a walk and it's been like, okay, like been walking for like maybe an hour or so, like, and I've been asked like, okay, like actually how long have
But
we
it's
been
really
walking?
hard to be a time guy though.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got a device on.
But if I don't check the phone, see, if I check the phone every 5 minutes, I'll know within minutes.
I don't know how to test this.
You can't test this on air though. I will know because of our show layout. I know the lineup. I know what we have next. It's a bit difficult to do this.
Have you got a hidden talent? Have you got something that nobody knows that you want to share with us on the show? You can send it in to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. Where happy hour, $5.25 drink are available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's happy hour, $5.25 drinks available Sunday to Thursday from 9 to 7 p.m. Send those in to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. My hidden talent is that I can sing. Now, I think from this show, people, what are you getting ready to press there? You got pressing something?
I thought you were going into an update.
Oh, no, Brendan. We ain't close to that, baby.
No. We're pushing the brake
So much
back.
for time, guy. Yeah. I know. We're over the clock.
You can read the time on the board, but no. Yeah.
I sing and I can whistle, but I don't know if those are really hidden talents. I don't know that I would have, like, I can actually, okay, here is the legit hidden talent. If you gave me a picture and you put it up in front of me and you said, Jay, draw this freehand.
Wow.
Don't put it up to it and trace it. Draw it freehand.
Yeah.
I could do an above average job. You would be like, ooh, that's actually pretty good.
I don't know if I'm
That's
buying this.
a real life talent.
That is a hidden talent.
Yep.
Okay, what if I...
And Mech says, yeah, those talents aren't very hidden though. I mean, my drawing talents would be. Nobody would know that I can draw quite, I would say, exceptionally. Freehand.
Can we
Copy.
test this?
We could, but I have a show to do. No, I'm serious. I have to host. If it was if Reid was here and he could do it for 20 minutes and I could just focus on drawing, hell yeah, I would do that.
Okay.
We could do it on Monday.
Sure.
If you bring something in and you want me to draw it, we could document it put it on Instagram, something like that, or we could play it on our show. I would surprise you with how good I am at drawing freehand.
I believe you, totally.
That's pretty cool. I'm the exact opposite. I would surprise you.
know.
I'm not left-handed after you watched how I drew something.
That is the man with two first names, Brendan Eric, and he will have a sports update coming right up. What is your hidden talent? That's the off-topic topic for William Huff. Send yours in to 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino. All right, we've got fired up. We're going to get into the Elks game. We're going to talk about the EST Labor Day bus. Jed Roberts, Double E alum, going to talk to him about a guest that's coming up later on the show, Chris Walby.
Whoa.
I bet you those two
Speaking of
had
time.
some run-ins. And then obviously Jay's play of the day. It's going to be Elk-centric, I'll tell you that. Brendan Eric, take it away.
The Elks are in for a big matchup tonight as they host the Blue Bombers at Commonwealth Stadium. Edmonton heads into the game with no roster changes from last week's matchup against the Argos. Dustin Nielsen has the call with kickoff coming at 7:30, while Matt Iwanek and Jay Milne get you ready for the action at Commonwealth on the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30. In Hamilton, former Elks quarterback Trey Ford has been named the starter for tomorrow's game against the Argos. That one kicks off at 5 o'clock. The Blue Jays also get a big 3-game series against the Yankees underway today. Mason Fluharty gets the start for Toronto, while Cam Schittler takes the ball for New York. First pitch set for 5:05. One lone game in the majors, the Braves trailing the Brewers in the top of the 5th 2-0. Elsewhere around the Bigs, the Giants visit the Bo Sox. Miami hosts Washington. The Rays head to Baltimore to take on the Orioles, and the White Sox welcome the Mets. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Edmonton is expecting some changes this offseason, and I'm talking about your flooring. Paramount Flooring brings over 30 years of trusted service and expert installation. Visit their showroom, open 7 days a week, or online at paramountflooring.ca. We keep things rolling after the break. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Two guys and a goalie.
By trading Nurse and bringing in Shea and Mukmadulin, did Bowman meaningfully improve the blue line? 39.9% of people say yes, 21.8% of people say no, and 38.3% of people said maybe.
Okay, so it's close. It's not that long.
It's close between maybe and yes.
The potential is there for it to be better, sure.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
The River Cree Resort and Casino features the best in live entertainment, including country music legend Lori Morgan, September 4th.
Except for Monday, which was
She's a Grammy nominee and a CMA Award winner with over a dozen top 10 hits.
part of no, don't you want?
Lori Morgan live at the River Cree September 4th. Tickets for this show and more at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
The off-topic topic for William Huff on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zach Kubusch was, what is your hidden talent? Getting some great answers in here. Tannis_14. I am a good, where was it here? I'm a really good knitter. I don't know how to knit. I'm jealous. My niece knows how to knit. I think she crochets. Is crochet which one's the one where you go like this?
I think that's crochet where you like bunch it up. I know they're very.
We've got Schlittler. We've got bunch it up. I mean, we are very close to swearing multiple times on this show already, and now we're talking about knitting. I mean, this could go. We could be canceled before the show's over.
Yeah,
I'm glad we're in the boat together, Koob.
NASCAR Nolan says, I've driven some very fast cars. Okay. He held the lap record at the old Speeders location. That's a hidden talent, all right. Cactus Cut Potato says, who TF is this guy? I think he was talking about you, Brendan. Why don't you introduce yourself?
What do I need to say? My name is Brendan Eric. I have sat in here for about 2 weeks now.
Well, you used to be here.
Yeah, I did my internship here, and that was a year and a half ago, probably.
Right, and EST has brought Brendan back on in a part-time form. He's here from 2 to 6 every day. The pride of Camrose, Alberta. Hidden talent is Rubik's Cube.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. There isn't a whole bunch to say, I don't think. Now that you're put on the spot, everything just leaves, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true enough. You are very good at solving a Rubik's Cube, though.
Okay, so
I found the difference.
Tannis does say this, with the hand gesture I'm doing for those on the audio stream is I'm bringing my hands together. You know what I'm doing. She says, that's knitting. She says, crochet has one hook.
The hook?
Hook and pull.
Yeah.
The hook and pull.
And that takes hours, and people absolutely love it. Some of the stuff, though, that you can create with the one hook crocheting is also phenomenal. That's quite the
Collingwood Rob with an incredible. I mean, this would be almost a blessing and a curse. I think Collingwood Rob says, I have an internal alarm clock.
Yeah.
I can set my brain to sleep anywhere and for a specific time. I always wake up a few minutes before the actual alarm goes off.
That's always incredible. A great feeling to wake up before your alarm goes off. It's too jarring.
I can't, unless I've stayed up too late and made poor decisions. which doesn't happen that often anymore. We're 44. I get up without an alarm. Like I'm up at 6:30 almost daily.
Can't remember the last time I didn't use an alarm unless I was sleeping in. I'm going to be frank. Somebody else in the nasty chat, or sorry, in the River Cree inbox saying they know how to juggle, but they're not going to show us.
A little nod to Mike Haas, radio voice of the New Orleans Saints, who was on yesterday, who had juggling balls with him on his road trip.
I once learned how to juggle in grade 4. The circus came to our school, and we had the chance to learn how to use a tightrope, stilts.
I'm surprised you didn't leave with the circus, Koob.
Yeah, I know. I probably should have. I know. I would have been a great fit.
Matt at the Garrison says, my wife says I'm a really good complainer. Well, is that hidden? I've never heard you complain, so I guess that is a hidden talent.
Maybe it's, you keep it quite under wraps. That wouldn't be my hidden talent. I just do it all the time.
Whoa, this is deep. Oh, Mex Bezozu, off topic. I got my handle because they misspelled my last name of Bezozu on the talent show program. Wow.
The talent show program?
You can't Google it.
Yeah, I was going to.
I'm sure
like, what
he
am I
was
doing?
part of a talent show program.
Yeah.
Huh. My hidden talent, this is from the Georgia Satellite. My hidden talent is that I am the best commissioner of all CFL year-long fantasy leagues. Don't believe me? Ask the KRFFLOAT Kerfloat league members.
Kavis Reid Fantasy Football League of Adult Things.
That's true. Good memory.
I don't know what the Dunya would have to say about that, Matthew Iwanik's crew, but
I'm sure
I'm sure
bitch and moan at each other for hours on end until nobody wins. All right, it is time, as we said earlier, to get fired up. Fired Up, of course, is brought to you by Gemco Fireplaces, who has been proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years and are the authorized dealer for Napoleon fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon fireplaces. All the Napoleon fireplaces products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. All right, it's an Elks game day, and I put together, some stats. I wanted to see where these two teams rank in terms of, started off, points for. The Elks are averaging just over 30 points per game. That's good enough for 4th in the CFL. Winnipeg, 7th in the CFL at 26.3. So, advantage Edmonton. Points against. The Elks have the best points against average in the CFL with 26 points allowed per game. That's 1st in the CFL. Winnipeg, 6th. Okay, advantage Edmonton. First downs. The more first downs you get, the more successful you are.
Yep.
Pretty straightforward, I would assume. The Elks are 1st in the CFL in first downs, total first downs. This surprised me with 225 total first downs. Winnipeg, dead last in the CFL with 182 first downs. Once again, advantage Edmonton. The opposition's average rush. So this means whoever Edmonton's playing, the average distance gained on a rushing attempt.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So how well other teams run against your defense. Edmonton's defense is 4th in the CFL, allowing an average of 4.7 yards. Winnipeg's last. 6.2 yards per rush. The list goes on and on and on and on. Yards after catch. Edmonton's 1st with yards after catch.
Really?
Yak, as they like to call it.
Yak.
So these are catch the ball and then run. Huge part of your offense. The Elks are 1st with 1,418 yards. Winnipeg, 6th. Okay? Red zone efficiency. The Elks are now above 50%. They're 53% on the season. Winnipeg, 50%. There's only one worse team than Winnipeg in the red zone, and that's Ottawa. Brendan.
Is that points or touchdowns?
Touchdowns, baby.
Gotcha.
Which is it's a great insight, because if you go into the red zone and you leave with 3 points, it's not the end of the world. So having 53% touchdown efficiency, that's not bad. No. Now the Elks for a large part of this season were hovering under that 50%, mid 40s, which was not good. And there were stretches of games where they would be 1 for 4, 1 for 3, 0 for 3.
Yeah, games that they've struggled in was a big key factor.
It's a contributing factor to a lack of success for this football program. Against Toronto, I wasn't here. I wasn't doing the game, but I think they were 75% or even closer to. In the last 2 games, their red zone efficiency has drastically improved. Mm-hmm. It is a focus of theirs that they have turned into something. And when we talked to Cody Fajardo earlier, about 3 weeks ago, about their lack of red zone efficiency, he said it's not so much about the play calling. It's about composure. Because everybody, when you get into the red zone, they want to be the guy.
And you get ahead of yourself.
They want to be the guy, and they want to make the extra move to, no. Stay in your lane. Yep. Do your job, and it's for the benefit of the greater good, right? Even Cody Fajardo would say he was quite hard on himself. He would hang on to the ball and hang on to it instead of fitting it into the window that was there at the right time. He would wait and hold on. So I'm not surprised to see an increase in the red zone efficiency. Here is the and turnovers, it's not even close. I mean, the Elks lead the CFL in turnover ratio, plus 15 to Winnipeg's minus 5. Here's the only stat category that concerns me leading into tonight's game. What do you think?
The biggest maybe pressure from defense on the quarterback.
They're good at that.
Special teams?
Special teams.
Okay.
Special teams. Trey Vavel is something else. He is a special player. When you look at the offensive and defensive rankings in the CFL, Edmonton ranks number 1 overall. When you're looking specifically at offense, defense. Winnipeg ranks number 6 overall. You know what's very in common is the stats that I just read to you. And who said it? Matt Hyman says, is Glue Guy going to mention that the Bombers had Drew Brown for most of that? I don't really. I'm sorry. I'm not buying Zach Kubusch right now.
Yeah, is Kubusch really that big of a step up compared to what Drew Brown
I actually like the way that the Blue Bombers played with Drew Brown. I like the way that Drew Brown gets the ball out of his hands a lot quicker, at least to me. I'm not buying on Zach Kubusch. I don't think he's capable of carrying that Bombers team. Whereas Trey Vavel, I mean, when you look at these special teams statistics, Edmonton's number 6 in the CFL, Winnipeg's number 1. Okay. Kick return, big plays. Kickoff return, big plays. Edmonton has 5. Winnipeg has 9. So that is the only area where I look at tonight's game and I say, I mean, the Edmonton Elks, if they're playing their brand of football, the Edmonton Elks should win this game, okay? And sorry if I sound like I'm on repeat here. I know I've been saying that all year, but it's
We're at a point though with this team that you can see that there is a consistent level of football that they can achieve and play.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna ask our next guest, Jed Roberts, Double E alum. I'm gonna ask him that exact question. Is it rocket science, what I'm saying? Or is it that if your football team who's capable of playing a high level of football, if they put it together, all 3 facets on the same night, they're not going to be beat. That's the hard part to do, though, consistently. And that's what differentiates good teams and great teams. Good teams aren't as consistent with all facets of the football game. Great teams show up in all 3 facets on a regular day in, day out basis.
And the 3 losses that they had against BC, was their offense struggling?
Exactly.
Early on in the season, and then the back-to-back against the Rough Riders, it was
Montreal.
Montreal was
beat
the
them.
offense,
They just beat the brakes off them.
Yeah.
All right, that was fired up for Gemco Fireplaces. Coming up next, we've got, as I mentioned, Jed Roberts joining us on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. But first, we hear from Brandon Eric.
The Elks are set for a big matchup tonight as they host the Blue Bombers. Edmonton heads into the game with no roster changes from last week's matchup against the Argos. Dustin Nielsen has the call with kickoff at 7:30, while Matt Iwanek and Jay Milne get you ready for action on the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30. In Hamilton, former Elks quarterback Trey Ford has been named the starter for tomorrow's game against the Argos. That one kicks off at 5 o'clock. The Jays also get a big 3-game series against the Yankees underway today. Mason Fluharty gets the start for Toronto, while Cam you know who, takes the ball for New York. First pitch at 5:05. One lone game in the majors, the Brewers still leading 2-0 in the middle of the 6th against the Braves. And in the CPKC Women's Open, it continues here in Edmonton at the Royal Mayfair Golf Club. Through 8 holes, Yamashita leads the way at 12 under, while top Canadian sits 4 shots back, 8 below par. This sports update is brought to you by Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid has a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. At Say the Reid Sport Medicine, get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call 780-460-9977 or visit their website at saythereidsportmed.ca to book an appointment today. Jed Roberts on the other side of the break. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
The oil stream.
I see Shea is more of a replacement for Kulak than Nurse. Is that wrong?
He's smaller than both of them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like he's not going to be like he's a smart. Like I think Brett Kulak, he was smart. He could get around. He was a good skater. Yeah. I think he's pretty well. Like, yeah, I think that's right on par. Maybe a little bit better offensively.
The Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Back to school? Really?
Yay! Really. As things settle back into a school routine in your home, you may need extra space. Sentinel Storage is here to help with a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
The River Cree Resort and Casino features the best in live entertainment, including country music legend Lori Morgan, September 4th.
Except for Monday, which was
She's a Grammy nominee and a CMA Award winner with over a dozen top 10 hits.
part of no, don't you want?
Lori Morgan live at the River Cree, September 4th. Tickets for this show and more at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Somewhere, someone is sitting on a patio that is literally part of the parking lot. They're hot, uncomfortable, and bored. Do not be that person. The Canadian Brewhouse has a rooftop, real turf, misters, fire tables, patio games, big screens, and zero reason to be bored. This summer, your standards are higher than a parking lot, and you know it. The Canadian Brewhouse, Canada's best patios.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation with options for every style and budget. Open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zach Kubusch. Reid is off this week and next week, and then he will be back. The return of Reid Wilkins, Monday, August 31st. Should be fun. A reminder that portions of this hour are brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Visit goelks.com/Labor Day bus for more information. This is the Edmonton Sports Talk Labor Day bus heading down to Calgary. Use promo code EST Labor Day for $15 off your ticket. All right. We are very pleased to be welcoming our next guest, who is joining us on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team, fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. And with that, we welcome into the show a recurring guest, friend of the show, Double E alum, Jed Roberts. Jed, how you doing today, big guy?
I'm doing good. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you know what, Jed? I started off the show I'm in a very good mood. I mean, it's a Friday night in August. It's beautiful weather out. Here, there's a very successful team in Edmonton. The Edmonton Elks are 7-3. They've got a home game tonight. You know, it's just a lot of positive vibes. Are you feeling the positivity that the Elks, being a good football team, bring to this city in general?
Yeah, it's always a good time when the Double E are playing well. I think you raised some pretty good points before the break there about all three facets of the game firing. Great teams do that. Great teams just have that continuity and that consistency. And I think it'd be worth pointing out the fact that there are no lineup changes tonight for Edmonton. So that tells you that the front office has done a pretty good job of figuring out who their guys are, who their dogs are. Like every team that I've ever been a part of, and I'm sure, Jay, you can attest to this from your days and playing, and every team has their dogs on it, and the more dogs you have, the better your team is, right? And I'm talking like a dog. To be a dog, you got to be a guy that plays to the echo of the whistle, or in my case, you don't hear the whistle, so you just keep playing until somebody taps you. And I think that's the difference this year. People have been asking me, like, what's different? What's changed about this team? And I think that Ed and Mark and Chris and the gang have all just been kind of hitting every nook and cranny around North America to find the best possible players. And then just giving them a chance to play together. Like, if you look at the offensive line, you got Bordner, O'Donnell, Beard, Boyko, and Murray. It'd be nice to have Woodmansey there, but nobody's going to get out of this thing alive, right? Like every year you have injuries, and even though these guys have 10 guys on the 6-game injured list right now, they're still playing at a very high level. And it's been very much a next man up type of mentality. So, yeah, good times indeed. I'm glad you asked.
Jed, that is a very good point that you just brought up, is that the list, it just doesn't seem to dwindle at all. It seems the same amount of guys on that injury list. Now, one thing I pointed out yesterday was that this team will have played 10 games in 62 days. That's 10 games in 8.5 weeks, pretty much, Jed. And then they get a break. But not only do they get a break, but they get a break all the way until the Monday of Labor Day. So it's an extended bye week in which, from what I understand and what I've heard from the Elks, there is a very good chance that you will see a player like Coulter Woodmansey back in the lineup for the Battle of Alberta. You will see a player like Kenny Logan Jr., who's out with that knee injury, back in the lineup. How important is it for the Elks, and I know we're getting ahead of ourselves a slight bit here, but how important is it after this game tonight to have that extended bye week at this point of the season?
Oh, it's glorious. When you get a chance to have a break, we didn't really have those things when I was playing, and would have benefited from it. Like everybody's playing hurt. It's all about understanding the difference between injured and hurt. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's got bumps and bruises, and you just learn to play with it. And that's just the reality. It's the stark reality of the sport. But sometimes the injuries do pile up, and then you get guys on the 1 game or the 6 game, and getting that extra time to get that rehab, to get into, get that treatment and just relax, really. But, practice is as abbreviated and truncated as it is here in the Canadian Football League. It's quite more intense down in the NFL. It's still wear and tear, you're still running around. So it's nice to just be able to get your feet up and get the treatment and maybe spend some time in the pool or do something low impact and give yourself a chance to recover, and the smart guys understand how important recovery is. They get the allotted hours of sleep and they might do the hyperbaric chamber. There's always ins and outs. There's always guys on the team that have these little workarounds, and they swear by these little almost weird little remedies that they use, like, I don't know. I could go on for days about it, but yeah, the bye is awesome. It's something that I wish we would have had when I was playing, but we didn't have that much luck back then. And these guys have been at it, man. They've been going for it, and they've had to really plug and play guys, and guys like Meyer, even a guy like Bastone who's backing up Meyer.
Sure.
When those guys have gotten in, man, you felt their impact. It's like, those guys know, man, like if you're going to play here, you got to produce, or we're going to find somebody else who can.
Well, what have you seen? You mentioned Kenny Logan Jr. being out now. Therese Reid made his debut, was very, very impactful. But for some of these players coming up, could you allude to, say, like a Reid, or on the offensive side, a Luther, who's been making their impact and making their name kind of in the CFL with the Elks, as they're 7-3 now?
Yeah, and I think that can't be understated, about how important that is to be able to find that kind of talent, and to be able to just be like, what, it doesn't matter who's coming in, and I like that you brought up Luther, because that's one guy, last year I don't think we really had a WR1, and this year we do. But not only that, we also have a WR2 and a WR3, and that WR2 could probably be a WR1. Like Julian Grant has really made his presence felt. He's playing very physical brand of football right now. But Luther is sneaky. Like, he reminds me a little bit of Campbell that we used to have here. Kelly Campbell, I think was his name, the one that came up from the Vikings. He was pretty sneaky. He could get open. You just never really knew where he was going to be. He plays a little bit like Jim Sandusky. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Sandman.
Yeah, Sandman. I'm the inventor of the Sandman gloves.
I used to have a pair of the Sandman gloves before. Yeah. That was after they were the original glass cutters, which you used to wear.
Yeah, and they were not it wasn't a good idea to wear those glass cutters on cold days because your hands would freeze, but at least I was able to catch the ball. Nobody ever threw it to me, so I don't know what I was trying to prove. But Luther's, guys like that. Like, I don't know where Ed just has a knack for finding guys like that. Even Cephas, he's been kind of sneaky lately, making plays when we need it. It's just fun to watch, and yeah, I got a little bit more of a spring in my step, and there's a bit of a buzz in the air here. You got people making plans on a Friday night trying to get down to Commonwealth, and I highly recommend that you guys come down and watch something special. It's gonna be a tough game. Like, Winnipeg's not gonna lay over. They're playing for their season right now. They don't want to fall too far behind here coming up on Labor Day, because that's pretty much the halfway point of the season, or it used to be anyway until they moved the season up. But this is usually the time of the year where people that are playing for their jobs are looking over their shoulders, because the NFL cuts are coming up here right away, and they're going to be. I mean, teams like Ottawa will be airlifting people. There'll be a big rollover in our roster on around Labor Day. So that's something that guys, especially when they get a little bit older, like Winnipeg's got a very old offensive line. They've got Stanley Bryan, I think he's like 41, and Neufeld, who's getting up there, and they have they're a very strong veteran presence in the room. I know you were talking about Kolaros. I wouldn't count him out yet. Like, he's still very consistent and very accurate. And if he's given time, it's going to be incumbent on the Elks, or the Elks defensive line, to get some pressure on him. We got to see Carney in there, Taylor in there. I think that defensive line is starting to make a name for itself now, whereas before, I think even last year, we were kind of wondering where they were. But Brinkman and Meyer are bringing a lot of pressure inside, which is making things a little bit easier for the edge guys to get there. So it should be fun to watch.
Last week, I thought was, the Elks were coming off 2 consecutive losses, and then they faced Toronto. And I thought that, that was an opportunity to say, no, we're righting the ship. Everything's okay. It was just 2 games against 2 really good opponents. Is this a game tonight, Jed, that you feel is even more of a chance to make a statement against a divisional opponent in the Winnipeg Blue Bombers? Oh, and by the way, for the first time since 2018, the Elks can sweep the season series against a team that has had their number for many years.
Yeah, that's why I prefer dogs. That's why I prefer dogs to cats, because dogs don't play with their food. Cats like to play with their food, and I think that good teams, they don't play with their food. Like, nice. They go out there and they just get the business. They get it done, all 3 phases of the game. I think tonight is going to be really important on our coverage teams on kickoff to and punt. They can't give up big plays. Like, big plays are what kind of killed them against their opponents in those 2 games when they lose. Not give up the big play, and just control possession and be ready for a dogfight, because Winnipeg is not going to go out easy. Like, that's a veteran team that's had lots of success in the playoffs through the years. And it's kind of like a team on the rise and a team kind of could go down. So Winnipeg knows that they cannot come in here and think that Edmonton's going to make it easy for them. They're going to be playing. They're going to be ready. They're going to be loaded for bear. It'll be fun to watch.
Jed Roberts joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show, courtesy of the Oil Country Towing Hotline. Jed, one more for you. Thank you for being so generous with your time. We appreciate it. I don't know if you've ever heard of this player, but he's coming up. He's going to be on our show later. I don't know if you've ever had any run-ins with him, but a fellow by the name of Chris Walby. Jed, have you got any? Chris Walby's joining us at 5. I know you guys rammed heads against each other several times. Any Chris Walby memories that strike you?
I just remember I sigh because I had some long nights against him and Miles Garrell, and they were best friends. Chris. Now, for those of you listening at home that aren't familiar with Chris Walby is about 6'7", probably 350, and then Miles Garrell was 6'8", 6'9", about the same weight, maybe 400 actually toward the end of his career. And those guys went everywhere together, and they were funny, they were really good guys. And so when we would play, I would always say to them, like, why are you, like, just leave me alone? Because Miles would pick me up and my legs would literally be spinning in the air. And then he would throw me down, and then the referee would call holding on him. And I would yell at the referee, it's like, don't make him angrier than he already is. Leave me alone. And so Chris and Miles were both kind of the same kind of player. They were very physical, but very funny and very...
Oh, it turns out we just lost Jed. I think he disconnected there.
Yeah, something happened there, but I was glad I got what I did out of him about Miles Garrell was a massive human being as well. Yeah. Miles Garrell, I believe, was involved with the scouting staff with the Stampeders, and then went on to be a part of the scouting staff with the Argonauts, if I'm not mistaken. When I was at the Combine in Toronto, he was a guy that was part of the interview process. And you're talking a 6'8" behemoth. Intimidating, to say the least.
No what kidding, a great pair of those guys, hey?
Yeah, and you got to go against two of them. Always fantastic stuff from Jed Roberts. Thanks for joining us on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. I love having Jed on. He just brings such a different perspective from someone that was on the field for 13 seasons.
Yeah, no kidding.
With the double E. You got to love that. All right, we've got to get out. Coming up after the break, the second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show. Of course, we're going to get the Jays play of the day. The Oilander stood for GCL Diesel. We're going to look at who's got the most to gain and who's got the most to lose in the Pacific Division. Then we have Rob Brown, the host of the Rob Brown Show from the Carolina Panthers, joining us. And then at the top of the hour, 5 o'clock, as mentioned, Chris Walby, Blue Bombers alum, to set up the game. All right, we're going to hear from our partners and then Brendan Eric.
The Lock Shop.
This Winnipeg team knows that if they can find a way to win this game tonight, and if BC, who is favored right now, can take care of sort of a beaten up Saskatchewan team, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers will be a half game out of first place in the West. So for all the doom and gloom that has been around this team with the way that they've played, they have 5 wins on the season. They can get to 6.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Wholesat, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Looking for a delicious meal without the hassle? Head to Pasta Pantry in Shore Park, your home of the game day meal. From handcrafted fresh pasta with rich homemade sauces to ready-to-heat family meals, Pasta Pantry brings authentic Italian flavor straight to your table. For over 30 years, Pasta Pantry has served hot, delicious comfort food made right in our kitchen. We do it fast so you can slow down. Visit Pasta Pantry in Shore Park today and taste the difference fresh makes. Pasta Pantry, real food, real fast, real good.
The second half is yours. Bring the energy and lock in your seat with our new 5-game season pass, because the best way to experience Elks football is being there when it happens. For every tackle, every catch, every touchdown. Plus, every pass comes with a $25 voucher, so you're covered before you even take your seat. Half season, full energy. Get your season pass at goelks.com. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Double E get a big one tonight with the Blue Bombers in town. Edmonton heads into the game with no roster changes from last week's matchup against the Argos. Dustin Nielsen has the call with kickoff coming at 7:30, while Matt Iwanek and Jay Milne get you ready for the action on the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30. In Hamilton, former Elks quarterback Trey Ford has been named the starter for tomorrow's game against the Argonauts. That one kicks off at 5 o'clock. The Blue Jays get a big 3-game series underway against the Yankees. Mason Fluharty is towing the rubber for the Birds, and Cam, the pitcher with the name, takes the bump for the Pinstripes. First pitch is set for 5:05. One lone game in the majors, Braves and Brewers. That one in the bottom of the 7th, still 2-0 for the Brew Crew. And the CPKC Women's Open continues here in Edmonton at the Royal Mayfair Golf Club. Through 9 holes, Yamashita still holding the pace at 12 under, and Top Canadian 4 shots back at 8 under. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts now.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and Zach Kubusch right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. A reminder, you are listening or watching us live from the Canadian Brewhouse studio, where you can still take advantage of the wing flavor of the month. That is bourbon peach, smooth bourbon and sweet peach, bursting with roasted fire grilled flavor. Get them while they're hot for a limited time at the Canadian Brew House. All right, it is time to get to Jay's play of the day for Play Alberta. Play Alberta. Oh, wrong one. When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 years of age or player. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
All right, Jay's play of the day. You can head on over to playalberta.ca or check out the Play Alberta app. Click on sports, click on EST specials. and you will see Jay's play of the day. I am feeling good about the Elks today. I am feeling that I just think that the Elks have the right mojo going. I think they have obviously the players in place, the coaches in place, but the feeling, the belief that they can go out and control and win a game. I could be incredibly wrong, of course, but that's just how I feel. I feel this is a chance for a bit of a statement game against a team in the Winnipeg Blue Bombers who I feel are going the opposite direction of the Elks. I'm not saying to count the Blue Bombers out by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, we all remember 2024. They were 3-6 after 9 games. They won 8 consecutive games to go on and make the playoffs, and they went to the Grey Cup. Okay? That's the worry I have with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers is they have the expertise.
They can turn it on when they need to. Yeah.
I just don't know if they got the firepower to match up against what the Elks can bring. So, Jay's play of the day, I've taken the line, which it was -5. I've boosted that line to -9.5. So the Elks to win by 10 or more. That has been boosted to +188 over at playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on EST specials, and you will find Jay's play of the day.
Nice.
Brandon. Yeah, play it again.
Play it again.
Play my music.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
So sometimes I get caught with the double dipping too.
You?
Sometimes we gotta, we can't fit in the jingle twice. I like hearing it twice. It's a nice bookend to the segment. I mean, there's quite a few plays up there. I know you and Matt
go ahead.
Will have your
don't
big
you
play
have
of the
a
day.
praise report from yesterday?
Yeah, well, okay. I'm going to be frank. During the show, I got it up. Formatty was up on Play Alberta. I mentioned that it was up during our program.
Sure.
To drive the audience. I wonder, did anyone bet on the Tice Tramples play from yesterday?
Tice Tramples, yes.
Tice Tramples. Over 76 rushing yards for Tice. A touchdown. And the Alouettes -10.5 on the spread. Bang up job. Over +200. So that was one of my plays that I had placed up there. It was up a bit late. I got it in just before the game started at 5:30 yesterday. But I'm curious, did anyone bet on that? And also, EST Afternoons have their Screw It, Let's Do It parlay. Matt and Jay's big play of the day. And even there's an EST Afternoon Screw It, Let's Do It parlay that might even fit into our next conversation coming up here during the Oil Understood.
I believe that's called a segue because it's time for GCL Diesel, the Oil Understood. Brought to you by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. And now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel?
Call the dogs off.
Understood.
Yeah, I was talking with Cam from GCL Diesel today. He said he's offering free. He'll lube your gears for free. I think that's what he said.
Okay.
I believe it was something about that.
Something about gears.
Go in and ask him for the lube special.
Okay.
Yeah. Say Jay from Edmonton Sports Talk sent me to ask about Cam's special on lube.
All right.
It'll lubricate your gears.
Nice.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Maybe inject your turbos.
I hear they do.
It's what they do. They specialize in that.
It's quite the specialty. It's not a hidden talent, but it is a talent.
Looking back on the Pacific Division last year, here's how everything fared out. Yeah, I know it's not that long ago, but it's long enough. You might not remember the exact order of how these teams finished. The Vegas Golden Knights obviously won the division, 95 points. This was the story all year that this was, what was it? The pathetic Pacific?
The pillow
fight Pacific. The Oilers were second Ducks third, Kings fourth, Sharks, Kraken, Flames, Canucks. I don't know if we what did we do? Do we include? We can't include the Vegas Golden Knights because they won the division. So Vegas Golden Knights aside, Edmonton, Anaheim, LA, San Jose, Seattle, Calgary, Vancouver. Who improves the most next year? Who takes the biggest leap in the Pacific Division next season?
For me?
For you.
5th place eliminated, just on the outskirts. 4 points back of the LA Kings is the San Jose Sharks. They get the 2nd overall pick, Ivar Stenberg. Macklin Celebrini's a year older, and the rest of that core with Will Smith. They get Darnell Nurse and Jacob Trouba on their team to try and anchor that defense. They're not going to be a lethal defensive team. They're not going to be defensive stalwarts, but they're going to be able to put up the points and absolutely bank goals galore, I believe. So the San Jose Sharks, I have them making the playoffs next year. And I think that they're more than capable of doing it, especially in the Pacific Division. So that would be a team for me that will make a jump up in the San Jose Sharks.
I think that's probably the
that's a
easy
sexy
answer.
One. It's a sexy one. Yeah.
I mean, they've added Darnell. They were already very good. They've got a very young forward group. Mm-hmm. They've added some veteran presence on the back end with Darnell Nurse. Now, this is the same Darnell Nurse that was run out of town here. So, I mean, I guess we can all agree, was Darnell Nurse a horrible hockey player? No. Was it just time for a change here? Probably.
Perhaps.
What about the Seattle Kraken?
See, I'm in a weird position with the Seattle Kraken because I feel like they're what the Minnesota Wild were like 5 or 6 years ago. They're the definition of mediocre in the NHL. They get Mackie Samoskevich listed on that third line. Their center depth isn't wildly amazing. Some of their stars who should be stars and put up points haven't had great seasons. You look at a Matty Beniers who had a great rookie campaign, but really hasn't lived up to exactly what Seattle had hoped for. Shane Wright, Chandler Stevenson, and Freddie Gaudreau down that the center depth of the team. They're an okay, all right team. Nothing really stands out, though, above that for me in the Seattle Kraken. Their team overall is quite mediocre, in my opinion. Goaltenders have been an issue for that team for a few years now. And then Philip Grubauer came out of absolutely nowhere from the AHL and put on an absolute stellar performance in between the pipes. They have Joey Decord there as well. I don't think they take a massive step forward if they do, but they would be the only other team that I think could take a step forward in the Pacific Division, finishing 6th last year, 79 points in 82 games.
Okay, let's flip the coin then and say who falls the most.
Now, you mentioned they...
Do you think Vegas can repeat as winners of the Pacific? Why not?
I don't think they do. You lose a Pavel Dorofeyev.
Yeah.
That's a big piece of this team that is gone.
They've got the goaltending.
Do they, though? I mean, toward the end of that playoff run, the reason that they lost could have been Carter Hart. He didn't play fantastic.
Yeah, but without Carter Hart, they don't get where they were.
That's also true on the flip side, but it just...
Say what you want about him. We're not here to justify or to do anything. This is not a political or...
This is him as a hockey player in the NHL.
Carter Hart. We're just saying, goaltending-wise, numbers-wise...
He had it. He really did.
He was kind of the reason they went on that run, right? With the introduction of John Tortorella.
Yeah.
Now, a new coach, how's that going to play in? How's that going to factor in?
I'm looking at this team, though, like they keep getting older and older, and I want to keep doubting them. If they do take a step back, I don't think it's going to be a massive step back. They could claim first in the Pacific, but it depends on how somebody like the Oilers could really start under a Mike Babcock. You talk about new coaching, like for the Vegas Golden Knights, I think Pavel Dorofeyev is going to be a bigger loss than fully advertised. They picked up a Parker Wotherspoon, and they also, have a Mark Gatcombe from the Islanders. But
are you not?
I don't know if they're going to get.
Okay, what's your level of concern, Brendan, Koob, and our listeners? What's your level of concern on a 10-point scale? 0 being not concerned at all.
Okay.
10 being extremely concerned. What's your level of concern with the Oilers in general? Now, you can say 0 or -1 and say, what are you talking about, Jay? Why should there be concern? I think there is a reason to be concerned with the Oilers. I think there's a lot of unknowns with this team. Again.
Yep.
I mean, okay, so you've got Frederik Andersen. Okay, health. Boom. That's my first question. How healthy can Frederik Andersen stay?
That's the first thing I thought of when he was signed.
Tristan Jarry. I mean, hey, Tristan Jarry, when he was playing good, played pretty good. But
in flashes.
He played poorly far more often than he played well.
Yeah. Even
Those
when
are
he
your
was
two
playing
guys.
good, when he was traded to the Oilers, that's when his time of playing good really started to stop, because he was great when Pittsburgh had a phenomenal year last year to start and were the best team in the NHL up to the point where he was really traded from Pittsburgh as it kind of slowly started the decline. But when he came over to the Oilers, he let in a lot of goals. And now this is, I don't know, a full season, off season of, he already had lived here and been in Edmonton during his off seasons prior to his time being an Oiler wearing orange and blue.
Okay, but here's the thing, is that this team could not defend last year. Where did they get better to defend?
They didn't.
They
got worse.
They may have gotten worse.
Like
How can you sit here and say there's no concern about this team?
The concern level for me is at like an 8.
And the concern for me is that, we've got Mike Babcock. Poof. Everything's fixed. Okay, if that is the case, great. Bravo.
Yeah.
You've made a great hire. If that is the case, this team could not defend. Is Evan Bouchard going to become a better defender? I don't know.
You're telling me a Ryan Shea and a Shakir Mukhamadullin?
Unknowns, do unknowns mean, to me, the more unknowns you have, the more concern I have.
At least if you know what you got and it's
there are a lot of unknowns. Yeah. Like, you're not going to snap your finger and Evan Bouchard is a defensive defenseman. And, I get it. People are going to make mistakes, and Evan Bouchard got better in the regular season. He plays better in the playoffs. But Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl do not defend.
I don't like the defense of this team. I haven't for a couple of years.
Your 2 star players, the players that are here to say lead by example, they don't do that. Okay, is Babcock going to flip that switch and say, okay, now we defend? Hey, if that's the case, great. Then there's no need to be concerned.
Well,
but that's the level of unknown.
Yeah. I don't even think if they take a defensive approach in the game that they have the defensive capabilities in their decor to even play a game like that. It's just not the Oilers in the Oilers' blood. It's not the way that they're built. They have a Jake Wallman who had a terrible year last year. Let's put it frank. I thought that signing could have been something great. $49 million, 7x7. He's into that. And you get a Mukhamadullin and a Ryan Shea.
I know, but everybody's
these unknowns.
Okay, here's the thing. It's like somebody said, why are the unknowns bad? Why do they have to be negative? Because they were negative to come in. They're negative coming in. This team can't defend. Jake Wallman cannot defend. Now the pressure's on Jake Wallman to somehow change his game.
He has to take that
and turn into that 7x7 player.
Yeah. He has to be that.
Okay, that's an unknown that is from a player that did not live up to the hype. Why would you turn that into a positive or think that it has to, this unknown could be? I'm not saying they can't be. I'm just saying from what you've seen from this team and what they did in the offseason, I don't think they've gotten better defensively. They hired a coach that apparently has the defensive attitude and the defensive mindset. And no, it's going to be harder on the top end players than it is. Hey, great. That's awesome. This team could use that.
Do they need more difficulty on the top end players? Do they need more pressure on the top end players?
Pressure? Really? What are you talking about? They don't defend. They don't play team hockey.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, Leon Draisaitl comes out and says,
they live with pressure. That's fine.
Right.
I'm just saying,
you have to lead.
Okay, Connor McDavid can't fly the zone anymore. Is that going to happen?
And I don't know. In pockets, maybe he'll try and hold it back, but you can't really tell Connor McDavid what.
Yes, you can. That's the issue. You need to. That's how teams play as teams.
Yes.
Not by individuals. Connor McDavid's the greatest player in the hockey world. I understand that.
Yeah.
But he's not going to beat every team one-on-one. You know? Like Connor McDavid can't play 26 minutes.
No.
That's the unknowns I'm talking about.
I know. You tell him to play defense, so he plays defense for 26 minutes and your team's out there not scoring. Right? There's that possibility too.
The one thing I will say is that, and I think this is going to be a major boost to this team, is that they have the rest. They do have an off season, right? And there's no extended Olympic break or nations face off. Like they're going to have a pretty regular season, although it's it's not going to be as compounded as it was last year. Although there's 2 extra games, this is going to look like a more relaxed season, I would say. And you have a full off season. I think that's a huge bonus for this team.
I do as well. You look at the Panthers. That's the easiest comparable, as it always is. How injured they were last year. You had Matthew Tkachuk out, Alexander Barkov, injuries galore, and they didn't make the playoffs. This could be something to try and spark that Edmonton team. But if they don't have the team even there to try and gel, like, we have to wait and see what happens. I don't think their entire DNA is going to change in one off season with a new head coach.
I don't think it does need to change a whole bunch, though.
No? That's a good point.
They went 2 cup finals, and they're under a microscope here.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if we were watching Colorado every game, we would probably be saying the same thing. If we were watching Dallas, we would say the same thing. Like, this team, if you were an outside market with the Oilers coming in, you would go, damn, the Oilers are here, right? Like, we don't want to play the Oilers. And yeah, there's always going to be issues and whatnot, but really, I don't really think they need to change a whole bunch.
And Big Uke does make a good point to the addition by subtraction with Darnell Nurse being gone, maybe quite a bit more of a distraction than we would give credit for, and maybe even more of a liability on the back end than we would all think.
Yep.
Right? So maybe that's a distraction that's gone. And maybe Mike Babcock is this guy that can come in and shake things up enough to say, because that's the thing.
I think if anybody could,
we are so used, and Brendan, you bring up a great point. We're so used to seeing this team and still finding ways to, pick them apart.
Well, and that's the job.
It is, but there is a very experienced, talented offensive team in there with really good hockey players. However, to the standard that, and under the timeline constraints that Edmontonians feel they are under with this team with Connor McDavid, things need to happen now, which I think ups the pressure, ups the attention, ups the level of concern in some instances. I mean, if this team goes 2-7-1 in their first 10 games, look out.
Burn the house down.
Yeah.
But what if they go 7-2-1? Life's good. Wow, what a smart. You just really don't know. That's why you just don't know, and there are these areas of the unknown. Is Jake Wallman going to step up? That's a player that's being asked to do a lot more.
I think that's the biggest on the defensive end. That's the biggest expectations that I have for a player. Ryan Shea is a close second because of the contract that he signed and the praise that you get from a Stan Bowman. Muka Medulin is really not much of that at all. People were surprised about no retention on Nurse, but you get a player back that has not much experience, and as we've heard, still has some growing pains in his game. So as you mentioned, a Jake Wallman would have to be that piece. Like we've seen this team play defense before, but it's that continued style.
There was stretches of defensive play
presentation of it.
that was
Yeah.
really strong, and guess what happened? Their goaltending looked really good.
Yeah,
right?
weird, eh?
It's
Who would
weird
have
how
thought?
that
You
works.
play good defense, your goaltenders are good. You look at a Frederick Anderson, if the defense plays the same way, I don't think Frederick Anderson is going to play well. He had terrible numbers last year in the regular season. Hurricanes are amazing, probably the best defensive team in the NHL, and they are able to make their goaltender, I guess, look good. He turned it on in the playoffs and then ended up getting injured. But if you have an Oilers defense, as we saw last year, if they play anywhere similar to that, and there probably will be growing pains with 3 different faces on the back end, it's I don't know. It's going to be a circus.
Hey, you know what? This is a great discussion.
It's exciting.
This is great for us here on the 21st. I mean, we're what, a month and 8 days away from
September 19th, first preseason game.
Yeah, we're a month away, less than a month from the first preseason game. So things are going to start happening here pretty soon in Oil Country, which is great to see. All right, we've got to get out. We've got Rob Brown of the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate. He's going to check in, joining us to talk about some Carolina Panthers. Little fun fact that you all know, Chuba Hubbard, Sherwood Park's best. I think that's the most famous person from Sherwood Park, I would have to say, other than me. Coming up right after the break, but first, Brendan Eric.
The Double E get a big one tonight with the Blue Bombers in town. Edmonton heads into the game with no roster changes from last week's matchup against the Argos. Dustin Nielsen has the call with kickoff coming at 7:30, while Matt Iwanek and Jay Milne get you ready for the action on the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show starting at 6:30. The Blue Jays get a big 3-game series underway against the Yankees. Mason Fluharty is towing the rubber for the Birds, and Cam, the pitcher with the name, takes the bump for the Pinstripes. First pitch is set for 5:05. Elsewhere on the Bigs, the Giants visit the Bo Sox. Miami hosts Washington. The Rays head to Baltimore to take on the Orioles, and the White Sox welcome the Mets. Over to the NBA, Klay Thompson has been bought out by the Mavericks and is expected to join the Miami Heat once he clears waivers. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area for 30 years. Windsor Plywood has doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Rob Brown, after the break. My name is Brendan Eric, and you are up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Marshall Ferguson, CFL on TSN.
I mean, heck, guys, I was covering the Philpott Bowl last week. During the pregame introductions, they're like, number 85, Jalen Philpott, and the crowd popped. Like, with my headset on, and I took my headset off, I'm like, oh my God, did they just actually, like, lose their minds in a pregame introduction? That never happens in the CFL. So, homegrown heroes, to me, the Alouettes have probably got 2 of the top 5 when it comes to Tyson and Davis Alexander right now. It's just the reality.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense. At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Celebrate 50 years of the Toronto Blue Jays with Sentinel Storage. Enter for your chance to win the ultimate Jays collection of memorabilia. Visit bluejays.com/Sentinel Storage contest to enter and see full contest rules. Sentinel Storage, official storage provider of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zach Kubusch right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. A reminder, Reid Wilkins is off this week and next week, but have no fear. He will rejoin us Monday, August 31st. It'll be the return of the one and only Reid Wilkins. And with that, we're going to continue our NFL kickoff preview as we check in on the Carolina Panthers. And we're pleased to be joined by Rob Brown of the Rob Brown Show on GameDay Garage. Rob, welcome to the Reid Wilkins Show. Reid's off, but you got myself, Jay, and Zachary Kubusch. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good. Who needs him anyway, boys? We're here. We're talking football. It's Friday afternoon. I'm wearing an obnoxious shirt. Let's have a day, fellas.
Yes, let's go. Bring in the positivity. That's what I
Let's
brought.
go.
Yeah, I brought the positive vibes off the top of the show. Rob, I'm happy to hear that you were doing the same. Obviously, we're gonna have to check in on Chuba Hubbard. I'm gonna get to that first. But I mean, I think the main story here is this team since they've brought on Bryce Young. I mean, they've went 2-15, 5-12, 8-9. They won the division last year, lost in the wild card, but you've seen improvement every year with Bryce Young as the quarterback. What are the realistic expectations out of Carolina Panthers training camp this year?
Well, I think the expectations, first and foremost, are Bryce Young's, right? He's got an extension to play for this year. It's now or never. It's a prove-it year for BY. I like the guy. I've liked the guy since he got brought up. I don't think people really understand how, not surprisingly, not shockingly, just absolutely astronomically catastrophic the Matt Rule era was when they started this whole project, and just how far into the dumps that time period brought Carolina. So he's kind of had to work his way back from that, and I think you've seen that improvement. And the second part of it is, and I've asked this question a number of times, what weapons has this guy been given to work with over his time period? A couple of years ago, they went and they got Robert Hunt, and they kind of boosted up the offensive line a little bit. But by and large, outside of a resurgent Rico Dowdle last year, and we'll talk about that when we get to Chuba here in a minute, they really haven't given him much. They shot the shot with Xavier Legette, who another guy, you got to love him as a person. He might be the funniest guy in the history of the NFL, but he never really turned into that right we want him to be. We saw the rise of Tetero and McMillan last year. Like, that was the first big target. So you've got his growth. They've added a little bit more. They get Jonathan Brooks back this year to kind of partner with Rico Dowdle. They go get Darren Waller. This really feels like the first year that BY's got those weapons that it's like, all right, man, now's your time to shine. You partner that with it is an extension year. And honestly, I think the hopes are high for Carolina fans, and I think it's deserved this year.
Yeah, I feel it should be because there's been improvements. I mean, last year, it was an interesting start to the season. They got off to a 1-3 start, but then things started to level off. They had some big wins, some close losses. How important is it for this team to get off on the right foot early, though? How important is it for a fast start for the Carolina Panthers?
I mean, I kind of look at it the same way I did last year, which was the answer was it's very important they get off to a hot start. And they didn't do that, and they still won the division. Now, let's all keep it fundamentally honest here, boys. They won the division last year because the division was a dumpster fire inside of a larger dumpster fire. So, like, yeah, congrats, you won the division, but what does that say about it, right? Like, it's not that impressive. It was the most garbage division in football and in the NFL, in a division in which the Cleveland Browns play. Like, it was not a great win. I don't think they want to hang a banner about 8-9 with a minus 69 nice point differential at the end of the year. Like, it's not all that impressive, right? But we said hot start, they end up winning the division. The good news for them is it doesn't really feel like anybody took a giant step forward, right? Like maybe Tampa was going to, but you've got all this drama going on with Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers, and he feels disrespected, and players are firing shots now. I really think the New Orleans Saints are going to take a big step forward behind Tyler Shuck this year. But again, there's nothing on paper that says they are skyrocketing to the top of the division. So the division's still wide open. To me, the fast start that's required, fellas, is they've got to start winning divisional games as soon as they start showing up on the schedule, right? Like, this division doesn't have anybody that looks like they're jumping off paper. This division is going to be won by the team that is closest to being 6-0 in divisional play. It, to me, is more important that they win the right games on the schedule than it is to come out of the gate shooting, especially for a team that has stacked injury problems the last few years.
I wanted to talk to you about Chuba Hubbard, and feel free to expand on it as much as you want. But Chuba Hubbard, local guy, born and raised in Sherwood Park, which is a suburb of Edmonton. He's the talk of the town here, and we've been following his story, obviously. But you've been following him since 2021 when he was drafted, and there's been a lot of coming and going in that backfield in Carolina, and there's been a lot of changes, but Chuba Hubbard has seemingly stood the test of time there. How have you seen him adapt? What has allowed him to stay there and continue to now where I hesitate to say he's the feature number one back. Maybe you can help me with that. But he is now kind of the mail carrier, or one of a group of mail carriers.
Yeah, well, I mean, first off, I think I've heard the expression in sports, the best ability is availability. And I think that that's true. And I think he's provided that. But I've always added the addendum that the second best ability is adaptability. Can you play multiple roles within a system? And I think Chuba Hubbard has largely been able to do that. He's got a very varied running style. He can run where and when you need him to. If I need a bowling ball for a 1 or 2 yard to go situation, he can do it. If I need a guy that can get wide to the tight end spot and turn it, he can do that a little bit too. So his versatility, I think, has helped him out tremendously all the way from his college days up through what he's done at Carolina. But I think the second thing that's helped him is Carolina, I think, has done a pretty good job at finding different partners for him within the offense. Like we talked earlier, it was Rico Dowdle last year. They've had a number where he can be the bell cow, he can be the feature back, but there's always a spell and something different that they can do. What's interesting about Chuba Hubbard this year, I guess I should really say about the Carolina rushing attack this year, remember they spent the last couple of years building the interior of the offensive line, and I think that is because in a division that is very stacked with defensive end partnerships, being able to run the football inside of the guards is something that I think is an edge in the division this year. And Carolina's worked towards that goal. But remember, you get Jonathan Brooks back this year. This is a guy that came out of Texas, was very highly touted. He's had the knee injury, and he is a little bit more of that finesse back. So on one hand, I think you may see Chuba's vanity numbers come down, right? Like I think you may see his season yardage come down. You may see his total in terms of carries come down a little bit, because if Jonathan Brooks stays healthy, you're going to see those numbers pick up. But what I think you will also see is the team's rush numbers will come up. The team will be able to lean a little bit more in that run game and open the field up for Bryce Young by keeping linebackers concentrated, keep the middle of the field open for guys like Tremble and Waller, who are the targets BY wants to go to. So it may be negative on the on-paper numbers for Chuba Hubbard that we've all kind of gotten used to, but I do think for the offense at large, it's going to be a good thing to have John Brooks back, to have that 1-2, that kind of thunder lightning dynamic that Carolina's been waiting for since they drafted the kid out of Texas. So again, if you're just looking at Chuba, you're just a Panthers fan because you like Chuba Hubbard, understandable, great dude. I've interviewed him a few times. I really like him. It's probably going to be a little worrisome, but I do think on paper, Carolina, if Brooks stays healthy, if Chuba stays healthy, may end up with one of the more dynamic rushing attacks in the division, and I think that's their path to going and repeating it.
Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show, GameDay Garage here on the Reid Wilkins Show, Oil Country Towing Video Hotline, joined by Zach Kubusch and Jay Milne alongside. Where do you see the biggest improvement coming from this team overall?
Defensive backfield is going to be big. You made a couple of additions, but I want you to keep your eye on former South Carolina Gamecock J.C. Horn. He's been dealing with injuries a little bit. They have addressed that this offseason. They have kind of changed some of the training and some of the treatments that J.C. went through the last couple of years after those ACL injuries he's dealt with. I think you're going to get a season out of that kid. And if so, the leadership in the defensive backfield for the Carolina Panthers, I think, goes to the next level. It's also going to be a very aggressive group. I think you're going to see a defensive backfield that is going to play a lot looser. They're going to play a lot faster. And I think you're going to see probably a lot of exotic blitz packages that are going to take advantage of some of the speed they've built back there. So I think you'll see the advantage there. You know, I just went in depth about the run game. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it. But again, that just comes down to, can Jonathan Brooks and Chuba Hubbard both stay healthy? If the answer to that is yes, with the inside offensive line work the Panthers have put in via free agency and trade the last couple of years, I really do think the power run game is going to be improved this year. And again, it's kind of dominoes in football, right? If the inside power run game gets better, and if they are able to hold linebackers down, then I think the mid-range pass game for Carolina, right? The down-the-field passes, it's something Bryce can do, but it's not his forte. It's not his specialty. It's not what they lean on. If they can get that middle power run game going, the middle of the field opens up to the mid-range, and now all of a sudden I think you'll see that Panther offense start to click a little bit behind number 9.
Now, on the inverse, I want to ask you, what's the biggest question mark or concern that you have with this Carolina Panthers team?
The biggest concern, and I know, man, Rob, you just said the run game and pass game will be better. So what kind of moron turns around and says the concern is the offense? But it is, right? Again, 8 and 9, not the number I'm overly concerned about. It's a minus 69 point differential with which they won the division last year. That is the concern for me, and that is the red zone. That is where Carolina really struggled. A lot of field goals, a lot of times getting it down inside of the 20 and not being able to finish drives. And if they can't finish drives this year like they couldn't finish last year, man, marching 20-20 is all well and good. But if you can't make 3s into 7s, you're not going to win a hell of a lot of ball games, boys. So the question mark for me is not, can you move it in the open field? Because I think they'll be able to. It's, can Chuba punch it in inside the 5? Can John Brooks open the field sideline to sideline so they can play laterally? Can those tight ends come in and help Bryce Young and be that security blanket? Can this team punch it into the end zone? If the answer to that is no, then it is going to be a long year, and it may be Dave Canales goes from a crown jewel hire a couple of years ago to, hot seat within 3 or 4 years, and I think that would be mighty disappointing. So the big concern to me is not the offense overall, it's can you finish drives, can you score it when you get down close? Last year the answer was no. If the answer is no again this year, there will need to be some changes made.
Rob, thank you so much for taking time to join us here. I have a couple more for you. Brendan, somebody's gracefully in our chat again. This one comes because we are live on YouTube, so we've got a listener question. And it is fantasy season, so everybody's wanting to know who's the sexy pick, who's the deep shot. But Old Gill, it says, how's Coker looking for the season? Is this a breakout year for him?
Coker's kind of an interesting one, and the player comp that I used, it was from a guy that played for the Saints a few years ago, Devery Henderson, who was an LSU wide receiver who played in New Orleans. Not a guy who was going to get a lot of first looks, right? He was only going to get maybe 2 to 3 targets a game, but there was a good chance any given time that Devery Henderson got a target, it was going to be a 50-plus yard catch. Like, that's just kind of where he was. That's what Jalen Coker can be for this offense. But what I think is more interesting is if you're getting special teams points for a guy that you're playing as a wide receiver, because I do think you're going to see Jalen Coker, naturally fit into that kick return role as well. He's shifty, he's quick, and if he gets more reps there, he's a solid fantasy play. For the offense itself, I think Jalen Coker kind of becomes that third, fourth option guy that Bryce Young is always going to check as the second option because he's got the speed. He's got a very, very good inside-out move or outside-in move if he can catch a DB that doesn't get the hips flipped in time. And if so, man, he's maybe a 5, 6, 7, 8 touchdown guy, especially now that Carolina is focusing on the bigger underneath receivers, whether that's McMillan, Xavier Legette, again, a host of tight ends. If all those guys are being used as short to mid-range guys, and Coker's a dude that just every now and then you throw on a 7 route or a 9 route to see if a safety gets lazy or if an outside cornerback's cheating up to defend the underneath pass, then all of a sudden he's a touchdown, a home run threat every single time. So I think he's an interesting play. I certainly think he's a sneaky draft pick if you can grab him later. Extra bonus if you're getting the special teams points off of him as well, because I do think you'll see him returning some kicks this year quite a bit.
Okay, that's great. Once again, we appreciate this. I always, oftentimes when you're going back and forth, and we were texting and setting this up, and once again, thanks again. Your Twitter account, it's at the Rob Brown Show. It says so blanking back. So there's 4 stars and then an NG and then back. Koob had a feeling that was so
effing back.
So effing back.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? And what does it mean? Why are you so effing back, Rob Brown?
That is exactly what it means, fellas. I know that we are on in hockey territory. I actually work for a pro hockey team down here in Greenville, South Carolina, and I can't use the locker room speech that it comes from. But long story short, I did 17 years of local sports talk radio. Last November, unfortunately, someone that signed my paycheck decided they didn't want to do that anymore, decided I was kind of out of the game, and then decided, no, screw that. I'm so effing back. I love to talk football. Why would I ever stop doing this for money? And decided to keep my fat behind in the game, made the switch that I was so effing back. And here come the boys in the Great White North to give me a chance to come on and talk a little football.
There we go.
It is much appreciated, fellas. Thank you very much.
Well, we think you are so effing back, Rob Brown. It is funny, though, because Edmonton Sports Talk started from the ashes of what was TSN 1260, which was the big sports radio station here at Edmonton, and a larger media company X'd it, and our boss, Dustin Nielsen, he calls a lot of CFL games. He's one of the best in the business. He said, screw that. I'm going to open up my own place. And he did. And here we are almost, 4 years later?
Yeah, entering
almost in year
3.
Sorry.
It would be 3.
Year 3?
3 years, September 6th,
yeah,
2023.
entering year 3. Yeah. We've doubled in size. So, yeah, it's a great story. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you, Rob.
It's absolutely my pleasure. I am happy to come back anytime the boys want to talk a little ball. I'll come talk some hockey with you when you're ready. All right. I don't mean to brag that the Carolinas are the capital of hockey country for a little while longer, but we are, and I'm standing on business, boys. So whenever you want me, you dial the number, and I will be here. Man, this has been super entertaining. I appreciate it. I'm back anytime you guys want.
All right, that was Rob Brown joining us, courtesy of the Oil Country Towing Hotline. Thanks a lot, Rob. We'll catch up with you again. Just a fantastic guest.
So effing awesome.
Brought the heat, brought the energy. You got to love that. I mean, that's how we started the show, so I'm not surprised somebody else felt obligated to carry on the liveliness of this show.
Well, yeah, you can't drum it up any other
Well, let's
way.
get him on.
You gotta get excited. Come on. I mean, I wonder how pumped he was though when the Hurricanes did win the cup. He works for a professional team down there as well.
Yeah,
kind of rubbed some salt in the wounds for NHL fans around here. So, amazing guest. Another one to keep on the tabs. But yeah, NFL season is so effing back right around the corner. Great story.
He's great.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
great. And as Poopstain says, keep his number for hockey. You damn right. I'm going to keep his number for hockey because he's going to be on this show. Awesome. This is year 4. We're going into year 4.
Entering year 4. We're in year
correct
3.
Yes.
I got confused.
A reminder, if you are watching us on YouTube, hammer that thumbs up and help us get to our number of 100. I mean, we're close. We could use a late rally here, a late push, a big push in favor of the Elks playing a game at a big crowd at Commonwealth on a beautiful Friday night. Does it get much better than that? I don't think so. And Brendan Eric's going to tell you why.
The Elks have the Bombers at Commonwealth tonight. Edmonton heads into the game with no roster changes from last week's matchup against the Argos. Dustin Nielsen has the call with kickoff coming at 7:30, while Matt Iwanek and Jay Milne get you ready for the action on the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30. In Hamilton, former Elks quarterback Trey Ford has been named the starter for tomorrow's game against the Argos. That one kicks off at 5 o'clock. The Jays and Yankees start their 3-game series tonight. Mason Fluharty takes the ball for the Jays, and Cam, the pitcher with the name, heads to the mound for the Bronx Bombers. First pitch set for 5:05. Elsewhere around the Bigs, the Royals bring the Tigers to town. The Athletics take on Houston. Texas welcomes the Angels, and Cleveland heads to Colorado. And the CPKC Women's Open continues here in Edmonton at the Royal Mayfair Golf Club. Yamashita still leading the way, 14 under through 13 holes. Top Canadian now 6 shots back at 8 under. This sports update is brought to you by The Ranch. The Ranch Golf Club delivers premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value every round. That's why they're Alberta's top choice for corporate golf events. Visit theranchgolf.com to book a tee time today. A quick buy-in or selling before the start of the third hour. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
I always tell myself now, and I think it's starting to really show in my game. I just, nice and easy. I say that, nice and easy swing trip. Just nice and easy.
What it has to be.
Yeah, nice and easy. Like,
You
play
sound
it
like
safe.
happy.
It's funny when I say that, and then I just completely shake it. Then I really sound like happy. God damn. You know, beep, beep, beep.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences. Plus, all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom. And from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Wednesdays just got saucier at Mr. Mike's. It's Wing Wednesday, every Wednesday from 4 p.m. till close. Get 10 wings for just $10 or go big with the Wings and Frings platter for $19.98. Wash it all down with $7 steins of Antler Ale or Bighorn Lager because wings were never meant to fly solo. Add fries, onion rings, or lodge chips for $4.99 because wings deserve a wingman. Great wings, cold beer, Wednesdays done right. Dine in only at participating Mr. Mike's locations. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casually.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
The second half is yours. Bring the energy and walk in your seat with our new 5-game season pass, because the best way to experience Elks football is being there when it happens. For every tackle, every catch, every touchdown. Plus, every pass comes with a $25 voucher, so you're covered before you even take your seat. Half season, full energy. Get your season pass at goelks.com. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
I know you think it's me whistling, but it's not. It's the song. Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. My name's Jay Milne. That's Zach Kubusch filling in for the one and only Reid Wilkins, who will be back, not next week, but Monday, August 31st. It is the triumphant return of Reid Wilkins. A reminder that in a matter of minutes here, we're going to be joined by the one and only Chris Walby, CFL legend, broadcasting legend, will be joining us to set up the Winnipeg Blue Bombers Edmonton Elks game. But first, it's buying or selling for Damon Bunting, who has been a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out on DamonBunting.com or the Instagram handle of Damon Bunting Real Estate. Koob?
Yes.
We're going to continue with your grievances?
Yes. One grievance that I've had and have had for a few months now. I don't buy groceries all the time. Okay. I do live with my family still. I have that luxury.
Yes. Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, hey, Pops, I'm going to go to the grocery store and pick up a few things. And, you go buy your milk, your eggs and everything like that. Just, you notice how some things aren't just in the wrong spot where they're not supposed to be. Lazy shoppers. Dude, I go and pick up milk and I'm coming back and in one of the aisles on the shelves, not in a freezer, somebody had put something that expired. I've seen yogurt. I've seen milk cartons. I've seen eggs. I've seen meat put on shelves. People are so damn lazy that they don't go back and put it. Like, you're wasting food. You might accidentally, if somebody goes and puts that back, you might stir up something that's not great. Like, leaving meat out to thaw isn't awesome if you're going to go put it back on the ice. So you have the potential of wasting food and you're just being a lazy, I want to swear, but I'm not going to. I can't. You're being a butthead.
You're being a lazy butthead.
Yeah, you're being completely inconsiderate. Now, I've been called out because I had admitted on the Hangout that at one point in my life, pretty recently in the last year or just over a year, that I, at a grocery store, when I'm done with the cart, if it is a very snowy day out, I have not pushed the cart back. I've changed that now. But this is completely unacceptable.
Well, that's
You're in the warmth.
Yeah, I mean,
to not put your
so
milk
what's
away.
the question what am I buying or selling?
Buying or selling, if you're shopping and you come across something that you're not going to have, you go put it back.
I'm buying that 100%.
Yeah.
Especially, like, it's not like you're grabbing a bag of Frito-Lay's chips and then you see a more enticing bag of chips and you swap those out.
Sure.
I mean, if you're talking steaks and you're like, oh, shoot, I wanted the New York, not the ribeye, and you just leave the New York in the breakfast aisle, well, that's a jerk. You're a jerk. You shouldn't do that. You can't do that. That's going to expire. You're wasting good meat.
Buying or selling, though, it's acceptable to bring it up to somebody who works there for them to put it back.
Just keep it on your person and say at takeout or at the till, sorry, I got the wrong one. Can you have someone put this back? If you're in so much of a rush that you can't do it yourself. Brendan?
I'd say it's so situational. And maybe I wasn't quite paying attention.
Oh, this is a guy that's spoken like a guy that does this on the regular.
100%. Well, not on the regular.
So not with milk. Like,
not with milk.
Chips.
Like fridge items, freezer items, put them back, sure. But like, say, I'm walking around and I grabbed a treat from one aisle and I'm 3 aisles away and I find a better treat and it's like, you know what? Maybe I don't need both. I'll throw it. No problem. It's a treat for the next guy. Have you never come across anybody doing that previous and you go, hey,
I have.
Actually,
I might want that.
Yeah. And you put it in the cart.
Yeah.
It works both ways.
I have done that. I call people out for it. My friend calls me out for it as well if I don't go put it back, but I don't think that's the way to be, Brendan.
I love that.
You're losing me in my good books now.
I love that. Koob, that was a great one.
Thank you.
And speaking of great ones, we've got probably one of the greatest ones to ever do it. A man I grew up watching. I'd say hate is a strong word, but man, this guy was a pain in the ass to the Edmonton Eskimos back in the day. But I loved him on CBC. I can't wait to get a chance to speak to him. Up next, it's Chris Walby. We're going to set up the Blue Bombers game tonight. But first, we're going to hear from our partners and then Brendan Eric.
2 guys and a
By
goalie.
trading Nurse and bringing in Shea and Mukmadulin, did Bowman meaningfully improve the blue line? 39.9% of people say yes, 21.8% of people say no, and 38.3% of people said maybe.
Okay, so it's close. It's not that lost.
It's close between maybe and yes.
The potential is there for it to be better. Sure.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Celebrate 50 years of the Toronto Blue Jays with Sentinel Storage. Enter for your chance to win the ultimate Jays collection of memorabilia. Visit bluejays.com/Sentinel Storage contest to enter and see full contest rules. Sentinel Storage, official storage provider of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
The River Cree Resort and Casino features the best in live entertainment, including country music legend Lori Morgan, September 4th.
Except for Monday, which was
She's a Grammy nominee and a CMA Award winner with over a dozen top 10 hits.
part of no, don't you run.
Lori Morgan live at the River Cree September 4th. Tickets for this show and more at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Back to school? Really?
Yay! Really. As things settle back into a school routine in your home, you may need extra space. Sentinel Storage is here to help with a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
The Elks have the Bombers at Commonwealth tonight. Edmonton heads into the game with no roster changes from last week's matchup against the Argos. Dustin Nielsen has the call with kickoff coming at 7:30, while Matt Iwanek and Jay Milne get you ready for action on the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30. In Hamilton, former Elks quarterback Trey Ford has been named the starter for tomorrow's game against the Argonauts. That one kicks off at 5 o'clock. The Jays and Yankees start their 3-game series in a couple minutes. Mason Fluharty on the mound for the Jays. Well, Cam, the pitcher with the name, heads to the mound for the Bombers. First pitch set for 5:05. Elsewhere on the Bigs, the Padres duel the Twins. The Reds in the desert against the Diamondbacks. Seattle gets the Cubs at home, and the Pirates have their hands full in LA with the Dodgers. To the NBA, Klay Thompson has been bought out of his deal with by the Mavericks and is expected to join the Miami Heat once he clears waivers. Hour 3 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now. My name is Brendan Eric, and sometimes I throw my groceries wherever I want.
I didn't expect that out of you, Brendan. I didn't expect you to be a grocery thrower.
At least he admits it.
But I do appreciate your honesty. That's bonus points for you there.
Situationally as well.
Okay.
You know, you don't need to be
whatever makes
rude
you
about it.
You know what?
Yeah.
Nobody's
Sometimes.
perfect.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Nobody's perfect. But at
You
least
don't put your carts away, Koob.
Yeah, you don't. But you are a psycho.
Used to.
That's
No. There's a special place for people like you.
I'm going to say
In
that's
where?
worse to me.
Yeah, I won't say where. This is not bad enough. Put your damn card away, Koob. A reminder that Edmonton Sports Talk is brought to you by Play Alberta. Check out www.playalberta.ca/EST for more details. All right, I am very excited to be welcoming this next guest to the Reid Wilkins Show. 3-time Grey Cup champion, 9-time CFL All-Star, and member of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame and host of Game Day Winnipeg. This is the one and only Chris Walby. Chris, how you doing, big fella?
You know, I'm doing good, fellas. I'm at the lake right now, and when you phoned me this morning and said, would you love to come on the show? I said, yeah, I love it. I love talking to you guys from across Canada. Especially you guys, Edmonton, like a mini Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm excited about this game, man, to see which Bomber team turns up and which Edmonton team. I mean, I love your team. I think Mark Killam has got some energy, man. I love to play for a guy like that, man.
Tell me more about that. Expand on that. Like, how do you see that? Because we get to see it here, and there's always that balance that people want to see is, well, you can't be too hyped up. You can't be too emotional. I don't know. Does that apply to the game of football as far in terms of a coach, Chris?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, as much as and I played with Mike Riley was our last couple. And then, of course, Cal Murphy for 16 years. You know, Cal, it looked like he wasn't not cantankerous. But, boy, I tell you what, if he wanted to tell you something, I mean, I used to come back to the sideline and go, hey, let's run the damn ball. And he'd yell at me, and Walby, just do your goddamn job and shut up. You know, so, you know, you had to do what you had to do. But, I mean, I love coaches to get emotional. I love that because that's part of the game. Football is a very emotional game. It's a physical game. And it's just a game there where when you see the emotion going, the mojo, whatever, you see teams really taking advantage of it. And right now, Edmonton is riding high. They've got a good squad. You guys have a good squad over there, man.
Now, Winnipeg's sitting at 5-4. I mean, that's not a terrible record, but it's not, living up to the expectations that you would of a team like Winnipeg, especially given their recent dominance over the past years over the Edmonton Elks. Are you sitting there saying, man, they got a problem? Or is it just, it's too early to say, hopefully they can figure it out?
Well, we're talking 5-4. I mean, that's 9 halfway through the year. I think they got to find their identity. I mean, when we started doing the games, it was always bully ball with, Brady Oliveira, the good offensive line. We went through a couple different. Hogan was the offensive coordinator last year. Now we got Condell. I don't know. It's almost like they're trying to find their identity. And I mean, right now Brady is the stir. I mean, he's the stick that stirs the drink. But of course, we only go as far as Zach goes. He took that hellacious hit in Ottawa last week. I thought, oh, here we go again. He's going to be out again. But no, he showed some resilience, some toughness, came back. But yeah, I just think they're trying to figure out what they want to be. I know a lot of people out here in Winnipeg are saying they're getting old. They're getting a little, old in the tooth. We need to replace some guys. And it's funny how people can be very quick to condemn when you're not the same team when you went to 5 straight Grey Cups, right? So, yeah, I think they're a good team. I just don't think they found themselves yet. This is going to be a hell of a test because for us in Winnipeg, we've got you guys, and then we got Montreal, which are just Montreal's playing, lights out, and then we got Sask back to back, which are always classic games. So it doesn't get any easier, but they got to try and rip one off today in Edmonton. I hope we can take advantage of the Elks, maybe make some mistakes, but I know that the last time we played you guys, 6 fumbles, you guys took 3, we missed 2 field goals, and we're still in the game. So I don't want to get too negative. But when I look at teams, and I'm actually, to tell you the truth, I'm very happy for Edmonton. I really am. I mean, I love the fact that this is a team where the crowds were down. And I know your president was saying, well, and I'll be honest, the first one to say, I hope they go back to the Eskimo name. That's between me and everybody else. I don't like the Elks. I don't like that name. I don't like that woke society crap. But I just think that I like the Eskimos, and I like to see you guys doing well because your fans are coming back. And that was always one of the places to play in where you always knew it was going to be a full house. So I'm looking forward to them, and the fact that they're on the winning streak now, and obviously Mark Killam and that coaching staff, JC Sherritt, the defensive guy, they got some guys. They got some good coaches in place, and you got some players, man. I mean, everybody talks about, Rankin and Leak, and I mean, you got, Austin Mack out the outside. I mean, and Cody Fajardo. I've always loved Cody. Ever since when he was in Saskatchewan, I thought he got treated like crap. Then he goes to Montreal, wins a Grey Cup, comes to, now he's in there. He is so level-headed. I just love the guy. I would have loved to play for him, put it that way. I like the way the guy orchestrates himself, how he carries himself. It's just, he had a 44-yard run last week.
Longest of his career.
He still got some spry in those legs yet, so it's going to be a good one. I think that Willie Jefferson's been going all week about how we're going to change the fortunes of the Elks today, and we'll see what happens.
Now, highlighting, I guess, the other quarterback, you did mention it, Zach Kubusch. He played last week. He's going to be playing tonight, and Drew Brown has seen some reps. What is the difference between a Drew Brown starting and a Zach Kubusch starting at this point?
Experience. I think that's, Drew Brown, and I still don't understand why Ottawa got rid of him, but that's another issue. I think Drew Brown's got a good future, but Zach's seen everything. And that's why I love when you get good quarterbacks in this league that's seen everything, and they've seen every defense you could throw at them. Obviously Cody is the same way. You look at Zach, he recognizes, if it's zone, if it's man, are they going to match coverage? He does a good job of getting the ball. I'd like to see Zach go deep a little bit more than he has. You got a nice receiver in Ontario Wilson. He dropped one last week, but unfortunately he'll catch 99% of those ones after. I know that we live off Brady. Brady is the guy now, right? He had 8 catches last week. That's a season high, 11 rushes. But I think that for me as a Bomber and an ex-Bomber, I think for us is get out to a good start, because the last time we played Edmonton, they were 10-0 after the first. And last week against Ottawa, we were 3-0 after the first. You can't rely on that coming back at the end. You have to start fresh, start hot, and start making some points. And I'm looking for them to get off to a good start in a hostile territory.
Chris Walby joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Thank you for your time, Chris. I have a couple more for you, and I've never had the chance to talk to you. I've always loved watching you play the game. You were, as I said earlier, you were a giant pain in the ass for the Edmonton Eskimos, and I appreciated that. You loved watching that, and then you went on to the broadcast side of things, and I just always admired and loved your energy. You were energy years before it became a thing on a lot of these broadcasts that are currently going on. So kudos to you there. You started Walby's Warriors, which I love.
Yes.
That was awesome. Would you mind telling the story of how that came to be?
You know what? When I was working at CBC, and God bless him, I had 10 years with them. I had 10 Grey Cups. But the biggest thing about that is we started off and they said, would you like to do a Walby Warrior? You pick a team. And at the first couple of years, we did T-shirts. Then we escalated and went to watches. And then the last 2 years we did it with CBC, we gave a truck. So it was, I think it was a GMC truck or whatever. It was a beautiful vehicle. So, it just took off, and I loved it. The players would come up to you during the game. And if I could say one thing about this now, the telecast, and I don't have nothing against TSN boys, but get an O-line in there. Get an O-lineman in there. Come on. Ever since Schultze's gone, there's no O-lineman in there now. You got these guys that are just running rhetoric. I could tell you the same stats that they're telling you, but tell me about the other stuff. And I know what used to drive me nuts. Show me the pit. Show me the goddamn pit. I want to see O-line and D-line. I want to see it. Watch this twist. Watch this guy get his ass pancaked. I want to watch that. And I think sometimes we're so fixated on the throw and the catch, which is beautiful in its own way. But how did it happen? And what was the result of that happening? Because it's all on the pit. No, we don't show the pit anymore.
Yeah.
It drives me absolutely up a freaking wall.
Well, I'll do everything I can to get some more footage of the pit. Maybe get a former old lineman. But I just, I had to say that to you. I was really, that was a special segment when you were a part of that. So kudos to you for that. During your playing career, this is my last one. Once again, Chris Walby joining us here. You played against a pretty staunch 1993 Edmonton Eskimos team who went on to win the Grey Cup. Jed Roberts.
Damon Allen. God dang you, buddy.
Jed Roberts was on our show earlier. He's a regular guest here on the Reid Wilkins Show.
Jed is a stud. Jed's a great guy.
Yeah, and I asked him for a story about you, and all he could talk about was you and the other tower of power on the
Miles Garrell.
Miles Garrell
Yes.
would pick him up off the ground, and his feet would be dangling in the air, and then the refs would throw a penalty on one of you, and Jed would be ticked off because he'd say, don't get them any more pissed off than they are.
You know what? We had such a good time. Jed's a great guy. Listen, I used to love when, I didn't appreciate when I played, and then I watched when I was doing CBC, and he'd walk around the field with a feather, and give thanks to the people above, and I thought that was so cool, man. I know his kids are studs, but yeah, we had everybody. I still remember '93 because we kicked. I think that was Dunnigan threw for 714 yards that year. I thought for sure, and then of course Matt Dunnigan blows his ACL. And we go with slinging Sammy Garza into the Grey Cup against Damon Allen, who's, Hall of Fame. And, it still was a tight game, but that was the one I think that if we had a healthy Matt, I'll have to say it. I think if we had a healthy Matt, we would have won in '93. But, ifs and buts, candies and butts, right? No matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what was it like going up against the likes of, a Benny Goods, Leroy Blue, Jed Roberts, Willie Pless, Larry Ruck? I mean, what was that like? Were those guys legit? Were those the best, some of the most talented defense that you would have faced?
You know what? The weirdest guy I played with, oh, God, Leroy Blue, Brett Williams. Do you ever hear the story about Brett Williams?
Go ahead.
We're playing in Winnipeg, and we had the ice storm. So we have an 80-yard field. I think it's the only time it's ever been 80 yards in the old Winnipeg Stadium. And everybody's sliding and slipping, and I'm going against Brett, the Toaster Williams, right? And we hit each other in the line of scrimmage, and neither one of us is moving, but everybody around us is sliding all over the place. He looks at me, he goes, "What do you got?" "Staples." "What about you?" "Screws." We had our clean fix, so it was just hilarious, man. Good stories, good memories, good players, and I love the rivalry. And I love getting the opportunity to talk to you guys and tell some of those stories.
Well, we appreciate it. Now, where can people hear you? Because you still get to talk about the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Where can people catch up for our Bombers faithful that are out here in Edmonton?
Bonfiresports.ca. I do a show every week, day before the game, and we cover all things Bombers, and we hit a lot on what's going on in the CFL as well. But that's what I'm doing, and I apologize for my moving around a little bit. I'm on the back of my truck. We just had a huge rainstorm here.
Oh, wow.
And just, I guess, talking to you guys, the sun came out. So God bless you guys for that.
God bless us. There you go. All right. So, Chris, get back to the lake. Get back to beer drinking and fishing, and we'll catch up with you another time. This has been fantastic. Thank you very much.
Hey, guys, anytime, man. I love talking to you guys. I love talking and preaching about CFL. It's a great game. God bless you.
All right. That was three-time Grey Cup champ, member of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, the one and only Chris Walby. Koob, throw that in the folder. Guest of the year.
Yeah, one of a kind.
Absolutely. That was phenomenal. That's cool. That's like a full circle moment for me, for sure. Those are some of the best years of my life, the best CFL years, watching a player like that and then having him continue to the broadcast. Those were the golden years of the CFL, in my opinion. We've got another person in the chat spamming away. They sure like that, eh? So what are you supposed to do, Koob? People are supposed to report this person?
Yeah, so anyone who is viewing us on YouTube, please hit the three dots.
Misinformation.
Report either spamming or misinformation or anything to try and get these people out. Because I think we have NFL in our title on our YouTube stream.
Sure.
So I might even change the title of the YouTube because we've definitely had problems like this in the past. But
all right,
no, absolutely electric.
We have coming up, we're going to talk about the Esties. Speaking of the Esties, presented by Mr. Mike's, we're going to talk about the Nasty Chatter of the Year. We've got the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week coming up. That's Halen English, a handball player. You're going to want to hear this story. And then words of the day, all before we get out. But don't forget, coming up at 6:30 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, it's the Commonwealth Stadium Recreation Center Green and Gold Kickoff Show with myself and Matthew Wannick live from Commonwealth Stadium. We'll get to all that and more coming up right after the break.
The Elks have the Bombers at Commonwealth tonight. Edmonton heads into the game with no roster changes from last week's matchup against the Argos. Dustin Nielsen has the call with kickoff coming at 7:30, while Matt Iwanek and Jay Milne get you ready for the action on the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30. In Hamilton, former Elks quarterback Trey Ford has been named the starter for tomorrow's game against the Argos. That one kicks off at 5 o'clock. The Jays and Yankees have started their series. It's a 0-0 game in the bottom of the first inning. Elsewhere around the Bigs, the Royals bring the Tigers to town. The Athletics take on Houston. Texas welcomes the Angels, and Cleveland heads to Colorado. And at the CPKC Women's Open here in Edmonton at the Royal Mayfair Golf Club, Yamashita keeps on chugging along at 13 under through 15 holes, while Top Canadian sits tied for second at 9 under. This sports update is brought to you by the Elks. It doesn't start on game day, it starts before kickoff. Get your single game tickets today and be there for every hit, catch, and touchdown. Lock in your seats now at goelks.com/tickets. Estes Talk around the corner. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
The oil stream.
I see Shea is more of a replacement for Kulak than Nurse. Is that wrong?
He's smaller than both of them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like he's not going to be like he's a smart. Like I think Brett Kulak, he was smart. He could get around. He was a good skater. Yeah. I think he's pretty well. Like, yeah, I think that's right on par. Maybe a little bit better offensively.
The Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
One moment, you're driving to work. The next, you're facing serious injuries, mounting paperwork, and insurance companies focused on their bottom line. That's where you want Rick Mallett and the team at Hammer Injury Law on your side. For more than 35 years, Rick has helped injured Albertans stand up to insurance companies and pursue the compensation they deserve, with no legal fees unless your case is successful. Serious injuries need the Hammer. Call 1-855-98-HAMMER.
What's that number again?
1-855-98-HAMMER. Or learn more at hammerinjurylaw.ca.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's the weekend. The sun is out, and everyone, yes, even the kids, are bored. Bring them to the Canadian Brew House. Our patios have games to keep the whole family going. Rooftop views, real turf to run around on, and misters for when the summer gets serious. Oh, and we've still got the game on. Always. All day, all weekend, all summer. The Canadian Brew House. Canada's best patios.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences. Plus, all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom. And from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
All right, welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. I will let you know that you are joining us from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Good day, bad day. Either way, happy hour is on at the Canadian Brewhouse Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. with deals starting at $3.99. The Canadian Brewhouse, your days just got happier. All right, it's that time of the day. We're going to be talking about the Esties presented by Mr. Mike's. The Esties are coming up Tuesday, September 15th. Wednesdays just got saucier at Mr. Mike's. It's Wing Wednesday. Every Wednesday from 4 p.m. till close. Get 10 wings for just $10 or go big with the Wings and Frings platter for $19.98. Dine in only, Mr. Mike's, eat locally, enjoy casually. Today we're talking about a category that I feel odd about this category.
Okay. Can you explain why you might feel odd? Like what kind of...
Well, this is the nasty chatter of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I'm not on the committee that makes this up.
Right. And texture of the year.
And today's texture of the year?
Both.
Oh, so it's chatter and texture.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Double whammy. Two different things.
I don't know. It would be a really difficult thing to do. There's just everybody that's a part of our show deserves to win this. I guess would it be the most creative texter, the most creative chatter, with
the most important, I guess, information, maybe great discussion points. People have been a part of the show. That speaks for almost every one of the nasties, though, in the nasty chat.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody gets involved. People are loyal.
Well, the nasty chatter of the year is different than texture of the year.
Yes. Well, texture of the year is text line, and then the nasty chat.
I know, but why are we talking about both of them today?
That's what the email said. Was it not?
Oh, Matt.
I believe so.
Iwanic.
The email that I have, nasty chatter of the year / texture of the year, unless something changed and I'd missed it.
So,
which I usually do.
Nasty chatter of the year.
There are a handful of names. Casino Dealer J, Max Bezzozu, Penner's Pancakes, everybody that we see in the chat on a day-to-day basis. Like even Matthew Hyman in there, Supersized Indiana Jones, VR Montenegro, McDiesel. Like everybody here is up for the award, right? There's a whole whack of names down the list.
Oh, Gil says we respect everyone, so I assume whoever wins everyone will be happy. Big news today, too. The 55-yard line won the WST Marbles.
Yeah, that was the first time an Edmonton Sports Talk representative has won the WST Marbles in their chat.
And of course, it's the 55-yard line.
Of course. He the biggest loser of them all, wins something.
The Esties coming up Tuesday, September 15th. A reminder that tickets are currently sold out, but stay tuned as we get closer to the event. Maybe some will pop up a little bit more. All right, we've got to get out. We've got our Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. And this is an interesting one. This is a sport that has really rocketed in the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years, especially in the Edmonton area. Halen English is going to join us next. I believe she's joining us from a road trip down to Calgary. So we're going to check in with her next. That's the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. But first, a sports update from the one and only man with two first names, Brendan Eric.
The Elks have the Bombers at Commonwealth tonight. Edmonton heads into the game with no roster changes from last week's matchup against the Argos. Dustin Nielsen has the call with kickoff coming at 7:30, while Matt Iwanic and Jay Milne get you ready for action on the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30. In Hamilton, former Elks quarterback Trey Ford has been named the starter for tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game against the Argonauts. That one kicks off at 5 o'clock. The Jays and Yankees have started their 3-game series. The score 0-0 at the end of the first. Elsewhere around the Bigs, the Royals bringing the Tigers to town. The Athletics have take on Houston. Texas welcomes the Angels, and Cleveland heads to Colorado. The Women's Open continues here in Edmonton at the Royal Mayfair Golf Club. Yamashita, through 15 holes, still holding a 4-shot lead at 13 under. Top Canadian tied for second at 9 under. Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week after the break. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Lee Hatsall Hamilton. The state of the emotion in Edmonton because I'm a hockey guy, hiring a Babcock. And do you guys have a goaltender yet?
As for Babcock, Lee, it's must-see TV. This is Seinfeld Friends on a Thursday night, every day of the week. Babcock's never short of words. It's going to be a roller coaster. He's not changing one bit.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
The River Cree Resort and Casino features the best in live entertainment, including country music legend Lori Morgan, September 4th.
Except for Monday, which was
She's a Grammy nominee and a CMA Award winner with over a dozen top 10 hits.
part of no, don't you want?
Lori Morgan live at the River Cree September 4th. Tickets for this show and more at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show here on Edmonton Sports Talk. A little bit of a programming announcement I have not forgot. We're going to be giving away, qualifying another 2 listeners right after the Pass the Pantry Athlete of the Week. You're going to be qualifying for 2 tickets to Guns N' Roses next Wednesday, August 26th. So stay tuned for the trivia question, which will come up right after we talk with Halen English. This is the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week, which is brought to you, obviously, by Pasta Pantry. For over 30 years in Sherwood Park, Pasta Pantry has served hot, delicious comfort food made right in our kitchen, and we do it fast so you can slow down. We're a family, and when you come to Pasta Pantry, you're one of us. All right, with that, we welcome in this week's Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week, Halen English, handball player from Edmonton. How you doing, Halen?
Good. How are you?
Good. I should have checked into this first, but am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, you are actually.
Okay. Well, 1 for 1. We're off on the good foot. Okay, so you are now. What age are you, and what high school or where are you at with your education, athletics? What grade are you in, or what are you going to?
I'm currently 18. I'm going into my second year at U of A into kinesiology.
Holy smokes! Okay, so when you were in high school, you mentioned that you were a multi-sport athlete at Lillian Osborne on the south side of Edmonton. What made the sport of handball kind of become the one that you began to focus on?
It was honestly, it's such an interesting mixture of so many different sports that I love. It just kind of spoke to me, I guess.
And what spoke the most to you about handball? Because, I played handball. I was like in the early days of handball at Bev Facey in Sherwood Park. It just was a thing, and it became a big thing in Sherwood Park, and then it went into Edmonton. But you played basketball, you played soccer, you played volleyball. What about the game of handball attracted you?
I guess I liked the mixture of physicality and all the different things that you do. It's just kind of like no other sport, in my opinion. It's so fast paced, and there's so many different aspects to it, like the throwing, the running, the jumping, like everything like that. And it just kind of enticed me, I guess.
Now, you are a right winger. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So I just want to give, so first of all, Halen is a badass athlete. I'm just going to say that, because if you play handball, Halen, because let's be honest, a lot of people don't know the intricacies of handball. And like my daughter plays out at Ardrossan, which is a bit of a hub of handball as well. Oddly enough, I don't know how, but it's amazing how physical that is. Can you tell somebody how you would defend another player and what you're allowed to do?
Yeah, the rules are very odd. There's so many weird rules, I suppose. You're almost allowed to tackle somebody, but not at the same time. You're able to grab their arm and their waist and move them backwards or to the side or anything. You just have to be square with them and in front of them. But you can fully manhandle somebody.
Yeah, it is incredible. For those that have not watched a handball game, I implore you to do so, because you will be shocked at how aggressive it is. And you'll be as lost as I am in the crowd saying, I don't know why they blew that whistle or what this means or what. But, it's a fascinating sport. Congrats to you. How did you progress to making the U20 junior team Canada that competed? And tell us where you competed here recently, not that long ago.
Yeah, I was just in China with the U20 team. We were competing at Worlds, which was pretty cool.
And what was the process? I mean, is there just a Team Canada tryout, or were you invited to a tryout?
Yeah, there is a tryout that you can go to. I had played on Team Alberta U18 the year before, and we played at Junior Nationals. And while playing, there's obviously a bunch of teams all throughout the country from Canada, and the Canadian coaches were there watching, and they pulled me aside after and wanted my information.
How is it there to be overseas, though, in China, coming from Canada, and just not only playing the sport in another country, but being in another country like China?
It's insane. I'm so honored to be able to have those experiences and everything. It was a crazy experience. The handball over there, it's a European sport. It is insane to watch and even crazier to play. And it's cool to me.
So, Halen, as a right winger, are you throwing the ball left-handed?
I am, yeah.
And is it exclusive to, because it's kind of a 3-point line? That would be what what is it, 7 meters?
It's a 6 meter crease.
6 meter crease, sorry.
Yeah.
And if you're on the right wing, you have to climb up that crease, and you have a couple feet, maybe a foot of area to throw to get it by the goaltender.
Yeah.
What's your best go-to? What's your move that you like to pull on that wing?
A lot of our shooting opportunities depend on our team working together. I love to go on a goalie. I love to go between their legs, personally.
The old bounce shot. That's always good.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, you were nominated by Alexis Sickler. That's who you know. She's a major contributor to the success of handball in Sherwood Park and Edmonton in general. And I know that Coach Kate is the head coach at Lillian Osborne. Fun fact, I played football at University of Alberta with her brother, Casey. So I've known Kate a long time. So wonderful two ladies and really good coaches. Is that something you see in the future? Like, where do you want to go with handball? How far do you want to take it? What do you want it to become in terms of being a part of your life?
Yeah, I'd love to continue playing, obviously, while I'm still of age. I'd love to keep playing with Alberta until 21, which is when the cutoff for Team Alberta is, I suppose. And then I want to keep playing into my adulthood. I'd love to coach and give back to the community. It's a small community, and we're trying to build it. So I'd love to coach at some point.
Well, I hope you do. And if coaching isn't a thing, I know, like any sport, refereeing is something that there's never enough of as well. You could always do that, but this is fantastic. Halen, where are you now? Are you, because I think you said you were on some sort of a road trip. Did we disrupt it? Are the plans canceled? What's going on?
No, I'm currently down in Calgary. My friends and I are going hiking for the weekend. We're just at a house right now.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking time to join us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Being that you're the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week, you've won a $25 gift certificate to Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park, as well as a custom Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week hat. You're going to want to wear that to your next tournament for sure. This was the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week, Halen English. All the best to you in the future, Halen.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Once again, the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week is sponsored by Pasta Pantry out in Sherwood Park. If you know somebody, think somebody should be nominated for the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week, email me, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. That's jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. Doesn't matter the age. If you feel somebody's doing something great in athletics, whether it be a coach, whether it be a student, whether it be a mentor, whether it be a referee, it doesn't matter. Nominate them. Send me an email, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com.
Well, it's endless. It doesn't just... we've had hockey players on before. We just had a handball player on. We've had skateboarders on. We had a medieval martial artist practitioner on as well. It is a wide-ranging variety of sports or any sort of athletic prowess or some form of really story to get to know people and hear what they have to say about why they're passionate about certain things. I think those are the best interviews. To have
they're fun, yeah.
Local voices on, people who are making an impact and are good at their sports. So Halen English, this week's Athlete of the Week for Pasta Pantry.
All right. It is time to qualify 2 more listeners for a pair of tickets. So here's what we're doing. Yesterday, we qualified 2 listeners. Today, we qualified 2. Monday, the Reid Wilkins Show, where Ben Thompson will be joining me for next week, filling in for Reid Wilkins. We're going to qualify 2 more on Monday, and then we're going to give away the pair of tickets on Tuesday for Wednesday's concert. Okay, you follow along. Welcome to the Jungle is happening at Commonwealth Stadium Wednesday, August 26th. You need to text in your answer to 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. Here is today's trivia question. During the infamous 1992 Montreal riot, Axl Rose cut the band set short after just 55 minutes. What specific physical ailment did Axl claim he was suffering from that caused him to walk off stage? The question again, and I repeat, you need to text in your correct answer, 780-218-9999. The first 2 correct answers will qualify. During the infamous 1992 Montreal riot, Axl Rose cut the band set short just after 55 minutes. What specific physical ailment did Axl claim he was suffering from that caused him to walk off stage? Send in your answer, 780-218-9999 to qualify. All right, where's the day coming up? But first, what was the name we were going to call you? Kubrick. Cube. Kubrick.
The Elks have the Bombers at Commonwealth tonight. Edmonton heads into the game with no roster changes from last week's matchup against the Argos. Dustin Nielsen will have the call with kickoff coming at 7:30, while Matt Iwanek and Jay Milne get you ready for action on the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30. In Hamilton, former Elks quarterback Trey Ford has been named the starter for tomorrow's game against the Argos. That one kicks off at 5 o'clock. The Jays and Yankees have started their 3-game series. At the end of the second, the Yankees hold a 2-0 lead. Elsewhere around the Bigs, the Padres duel the Twins. The Reds are in the desert to play the D-backs. Seattle gets the Cubs at home, and the Pirates have their hands full in LA with the Dodgers. Over to the hard court, Klay Thompson has been bought out by the Dallas Mavericks and is expected to join the Miami Heat once he clears waivers. Words of the day finishes off our week. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
ST Afternoons.
The Hacksaw Hamilton. The state of the emotion in Edmonton over because I'm a hockey guy, hiring a Babcock. And do you guys have a goaltender yet?
As for Babcock, Lee, it's must-see TV. This is Seinfeld Friends on a Thursday night, every day of the week. Babcock's never short of words. It's going to be a roller coaster. He's not changing one bit.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
The River Cree Resort and Casino features the best in live entertainment, including country music legend Lori Morgan, September 4th.
Except for Monday, which was
She's a Grammy nominee and a CMA Award winner with over a dozen top 10 hits.
part of no, don't you want?
Lori Morgan live at the River Cree September 4th. Tickets for this show and more at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Our trivia question for qualifying for 2 tickets to see Guns N' Roses. These tickets are courtesy of Commonwealth Stadium events. The question was, what specific physical ailment did Axl claim he was suffering from that caused him to walk off the stage during the 1992 Montreal riot? The correct answer, of course, things are going sideways on me here. What?
He said his voice didn't work.
Yeah, it was a vocal cord issue. So congrats, Costura. You have qualified for these tickets.
Nice.
And congrats to Craig Fisher.
Woohoo!
You have also qualified.
So we had 2 yesterday, 2 today, and you said
2 on Monday, and then we're going to give away these tickets on Tuesday, courtesy of Commonwealth Stadium. That show's coming up next Wednesday. All right, before we get to words of the day, I want to have a big round of applause for Koob, for Brendan, for us all getting through this together. We did it. It was a week. Koob, I love sitting beside you, man. I love your insight. I love your delivery. I love your attitude. You're an easy guy to work with, so I really appreciate that. This is the first time we've worked together. Ditto, it was for a whole week, and it was awesome. Brendan, I know we're going to get to see you all next week, but it's great to have you back. It was like, it's like you never left.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
feels good.
Good job. Nasties, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for still being a part. We've got another spammer here.
I got him.
You got him.
I think.
All right.
Lots going on today. Lots of chats.
Let's do this then.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
All right, this is Words of the Day, a Bootski edition number 58.
Yep.
First word of the day, Zarf.
Zarf. Like a scarf?
Well, yes, but it's Zarf.
You know what? We were talking about Czar, Alberta earlier. Don't
overthink this, Koob. Zarf. Go with your Zarf.
S-A-R-F-E. Zarf. It's not right. It's not right. What is it?
Z-A-R-F.
Z-A-R. Well, okay.
Zarf.
I was going to be closer with the first spelling. C-Z-A-R-F. Okay. Can I take the sentence, please?
At the drive-thru, please put a Zarf on my cup. Your coffee is screaming hot.
Yeah, nobody calls this a Zarf. It's the little piece on the outside that protects your hands from being burnt. Nobody calls it a Zarf.
A decorative handleless beverage holder. More modernly, a cardboard coffee sleeve that protects your fingers from heat.
Yeah.
Second word of the day, unsullied.
Unsullied. U-N-S-U-L-L-I-E-D.
Say that again.
U-N-S-U-L-L-I-E-D. I can't be unsullied. I don't know. Can I get it in a sentence? I actually don't know the definition.
Grandpa's cherry red 1965 Ford Mustang remains as unsullied today as the day he bought it.
Unchanged. Unchanged.
Sure, I'll give it to you. It's Friday.
Sure.
Unsullied means not spoiled, dirtied, or damaged.
Okay.
Hey, 3 out of 4. That's not bad.
I'll take it.
Positive vibes
good.
for the Elks game tonight. Congrats to you, Koobinator.
Hopefully they're like that on Red Zone.
3 out of
4. Hopefully they can get 75. Come on.
I see what you did there. All right.
You got
this
a jet,
has been
though.
fantastic. I am going to be joining you in a matter of minutes. I'm going to teleport myself down to Commonwealth Stadium Rec Center where Matthew Iwanek is setting up the green and gold kickoff show courtesy of the Commonwealth Stadium Rec Center. And then we'll be right with you after the game, hopefully to celebrate an Elks victory and talk about the domination of this offense and defense. That's coming up at 6:30 right here in Edmonton Sports Talk. On behalf of myself, Jay Milne, Zach Kubusch, and Brendan Eric, take care. Have a good night. We'll chat soon.